a fan. I like turkey.
It is. I agree.
It's almost gray. I don't even like the color.
It's like a goose. Oh, hey, goose.
Oh, we had bear out by our house, man. My fucking kid was going to work yesterday, snapped pictures. I couldn't believe it.
I'm going to be totally honest. If they're not good, I told her that.
Oh, no way. No way. What? What are you talking about?
They were out.
Gluten free, and some of them are.
Yeah, go dive into it, Ross.
I want double gluten.
I don't know what gluten is, but I want an extra.
Try it. I'll tell you.
No, I want an extra.
Oh, are
what
these
do you think
the
of
products?
They're in there. There's a ton of them.
Really?
Okay. Is
Let
it
us
all
know what you think.
free or some gluten free?
It's
All of it.
All gluten free. Yeah, good. Good to meet you.
100% gluten-free, sumac, dedicated.
I'll bet they are good.
Okay.
We're up, guys.
All right, so there's some out there.
Yeah, there's a whole mess.
Oh,
right
in there.
there.
So
Mess.
what's the best one? I'm gonna just have one.
You want a cupcake or a brownie? Or a cookie?
That doesn't really help me narrow
Oh,
it
there's so
down.
much
Take
for it,
three.
maybe I have no idea.
Take one of each.
Just go judge with your eyeballs, man.
Yeah.
Go eat it.
Tom's having one of
Change
everything.
your life.
Diane,
Right.
I'm trying one of each low carb thing, not the other stuff. But I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna be totally honest.
Brutally honest.
You need to be, because I can't fix it if I don't know
I like that. I really do like that.
how it works, right?
Well, that's why she said it.
That's why you said it. 'Cause you knew I liked that.
Hi, David.
Hi. You got a tan going.
Somewhat.
Get into the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Based on 2010 through 2018 calendar.
Well, be careful around Trump. He might think you're a person of color or some
Oh,
ethnic
God, here we go.
race.
Liberal in the house! Liberal in the house!
I like some things about him. I like some things about everyone.
Don't give him
And
a
I
bad
hate
time.
some things
He's
about
gonna
him.
Wait, you're saying you like some things about everyone ever born ever?
No, I meant
that's what you
politicians,
said.
currently the politicians. For sure.
Hitler was coming. I was going to throw the old Hitler at him. Just like that.
You can throw the Hitler card right along with the race card.
Are you saying he was?
I'm going to double up.
Are you saying Hitler was not a good dad?
You what? Good dad?
He didn't have any children.
I don't know. Did he?
I bet he had children all over Germany. We just don't know about
No,
it.
they'd be bragging.
I'd keep it down. No, it wasn't my dad. I mean, you don't go around bragging about that. After the war, wouldn't they kill you in Germany for, like, putting the swastika up or something? I mean, they had really strict laws.
So when Trump said that Detroit's filled with rats,
No, Baltimore.
Baltimore, I'm sorry, Baltimore.
Like, literally.
Was he talking about
Literally
black
rodents.
people?
Oh!
I heard he
Oh,
was.
that's so
I heard he
Dear
was.
God. Look at his
The
shit-eating grin.
majority of the people in
Shit-eating
Baltimore are
grin.
black. Okay? So.
Bernie said it 3
Come
years
on.
ago.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter when Bernie says it. I just hope Bernie wins the debate tonight. I hope he, or is he on tomorrow?
I like Sweet Joe.
Can't wait. I can't wait for the Dems to crash the economy on everybody.
The Democrats are going to find a way to screw this thing up.
Yeah.
They're going to find somebody. Like if they had Elizabeth Warren, Trump will eat her up and spit her out.
You know,
Pocahontas.
She will have no chance against him. They're going to have to put up somebody
She might start crying.
who isn't going to take his stuff. They're going to have to. If he comes after, you're going to come back at him.
I don't think there's anybody in the Dems who can take it.
There's no one that can beat Trump.
Next year is going
Everybody
to be
can beat
a
him.
horrible year.
everybody can beat him. He's going down.
I can't.
I'm not sure.
All right, so
Ah!
if he doesn't get elected,
Why'd
I
you
will
tell
bring
me?
you a cake of your choice.
You love
Whoa.
Trump.
I don't love Trump.
Do you
I
know?
think as a person,
Listen,
he's a dick.
I'm actually,
He's not a
I'm
dick.
actually objective. He's not objective. He's not objective.
Of course I'm objective.
And I'm telling you that Trump has done a lot of good things,
Yeah.
and he's done a lot of stupid ass things,
Also true.
and his
No, he's
personality
hasn't
sucks,
done one
and he doesn't
stupid
have to
thing.
be an
He's done a lot of
asshole.
stupid
I don't know why he
I
is.
don't
I'm
even
right
agree
there
with
with
that.
you.
I don't know why he
It's in
is.
his DNA.
All right.
But I'm
So
being
Tom
objective.
and I are on the same
I'm
page.
truly being objective. There are things
As long
that
as you both vote for Trump, who gives a shit?
we have been, you
That's
know,
what you're both
I'll
saying.
tell you one thing he did. is in business. He's instilled the confidence that single-handedly people are...
No, according to everybody on the Dem side, that was Obama.
No. Obama did some good things, but I'm saying that...
What did Obama do?
Oh, come on. See, Dan, you're just as fucked up as the other side. I'll tell you what. Legislation for credit cards and for insurance companies.
The insurance company is the worst thing ever happened.
No, Obamacare is. But what he did to control those fuckers, I'm talking about what he did as far as controlling those assholes and their predatory
rats in Baltimore.
No, here's the problem. You're just as fucking blind as the other side.
Gotcha!
Just as blind.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We have a wonderful show today. And I just want to tell you we have David Salisbury here for estate law, probate law, wills, trusts, any questions you have on that. And then we have our gluten-free and sometimes low-carb bakery. I wanted to see what she had. She brought some stuff in. If you people are interested in low carb and gluten-free, it's mainly gluten-free. I think she's going to miss the boat if she doesn't go both gluten-free and then in some cases paleo, where you don't care about gluten, or you do. I don't care about that. But here's the deal. So many people have dietary restrictions. Whether they're real or imagined, I don't care. You cater to what the demand is. I don't really care if you need gluten or don't need gluten or love gluten or don't love gluten. I don't care. I don't care if you want to go paleo. I don't care if you want to carb your life apart. Who cares? Do what you want. But I believe that people should seize the market. And this is kind of a cool deal because she is seizing this market at Wave the Grain Bakery. You know, wave as in bye-bye, or wave as in waiver, W-A-I-V, however you want to put it. So, David Salisbury, thank you. Again, here's my problem. We have discussions on and off the air. Sometimes I get all keyed up and it's not your fault, and I'm pissed off and I get on the air. Then sometimes I think people need to listen online. We're live on Facebook Live and YouTube because we have two really shows going on. We have one during the break and one on the air. But in any case, I may let you in on it in a sec because I am very boring. Okay, that's why I don't do a political show. I'm very boring when it comes to politics because no one wants to hear reason. You know, no one wants to hear just normal stuff. They, honest to God, don't. Okay, I mean, we're all talking about, off the air, like how about Trump, and so many people just don't like him. So many people love him. And here's the deal. And I said I thought he's done some very good things and some very awkward things and stupid things, and his personality's a little abrasive. But here's the deal, and I promise you this is not a long discussion. I said, just like Obama did some good things, and then right away, Deputy Dan, oh, what did he do good? Nothing. It's like no one ever looks at both. Honest to God, no one looks at both sides. I am so sick and tired of that. I'm not telling you that I know what's right. I'm not. But you would be a fool to say that everything somebody does is bad and everything somebody does is good, but that's what you're fed in the media all the time. And I'm just tired of it. Here's the way I look at this. Please just bear with me. And if you want to give me a call, this is why I don't do political talk. Okay, we group issues together to spell liberal or conservative in our minds. Therefore, we often are in conflict. We adopt a platform instead of looking at the individual planks. These are some notes I took because I was listening to people. For example, human rights, homosexuality, transgendered, and questioning people are people, and they deserve full respect and rights. But when coupled with politics, and their politics most of the time, we don't like what we hear. But we truly can't say in our hearts that we think those people don't have a right to exist and do what they want. Yet we tend to be perceived, if we express certain beliefs on the political side, that we automatically are against lifestyles, or if we adopt certain lifestyle and people and human rights, we are automatically assumed to be a-holes when it comes to politics, and because we group everything. So when we hear these talk show hosts, when they hear or see someone and it has a D on their name and they're speaking in a congressional hearing, or they have an R in their names, or it's someone they know to be conservative or someone they know to be liberal, before they hear them, they think, oh, let me hear what BS they're spouting today, or they think, oh, they must be saying something wonderful, before they even hear it. And then they attempt to take what they say and make it sound bad if they are on the opposite side. They, honest to God, won't listen in between, because no one spouts everything that's wrong and bad, and no one spouts everything that's great. But that is so boring, you're never going to see me on a political show, because I wouldn't be there, giving someone oral sex on the air, or, as far as verbally, you know what they call it. These people do nothing but stroke their candidate, or just the opposite. They execute them. It's disgusting. I just can't take it. So I'm boring. That's what I am, boring. And I don't care who it is. They're objective. They're no more objective. Fox is not objective. CNN is not objective. They all suck. And unfortunately, we have to get our news from them. That's the problem. Is that truly we won't look at issues. We say we do, but I swear to God we don't. And you know what? For someone to say that Trump, this is something, I swear to God, I don't like him as a person. I wouldn't want to be his friend. As a president, I don't see what's wrong with him. I don't see what's wrong with Obama. Yeah, they're two opposites, but I don't see what's wrong with either of them, because they both are doing the best job they think they can do. I mean, Trump is more abrasive. He's more abrasive, but, for people to say that the country is not rallying under him, that even the people against him are rallying to be more like they want to be. So if nothing else, why is polarization wrong? As long as we respect each other, there's nothing wrong with polarization. It keeps things pretty even over the years. Swings one way, then the other, then one way and the other, and then we get to sample each side. By the way, but to say that everything that comes out of his mouth, they look for something wrong with it. Just like with Obama, no matter what he says, it's everything good. That's depending on who you are, or just the opposite. Everything Obama says is bad. Everything Trump says is good. I'm just tired of it, okay? I'm tired of it. Well, did you want to say something?
I don't want to
political,
pontificate. No, it's just insane, man. You tend to ride that middle of the road.
I'm boring. I admit it,
no,
Mark.
it's not just boring, though. You know this guy's killing it and crushing it on the economy and a lot of other stuff.
I just said that.
Who cares?
What did I say out there? He instills confidence in business owners.
He sure does.
Even if they don't want to admit that.
And he calls it like he sees it. He doesn't sugarcoat things, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there was.
Who cares if
wrong.
he's an ass? I mean, honestly, I don't care if he acts that way. Okay. I like the way he's handling China. I like the way he told Mexico,
Mark,
hey, stop people from coming over, else I'm going to tariff everything.
But
I like that attitude.
But you don't have to be abrasive.
Yeah, you do. That's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
All right. 303-713-TALK. Joyce, what's going on with you, Joyce? How can we help you?
Well, we purchased iPhones in December.
Yeah.
And on the same
Which one do you have?
I have the X.
Mm-hmm. The X what? The XR, XS, X what?
It's just X. I think sometimes, like when you
Okay, go ahead. So I have iPhone, so what's wrong or right, or what's the problem?
Okay, so everything was fine until June 20th. I received an email from Xfinity Mobile that said that my device has been identified as invalid. And then
what does that mean? What is that? You bought them from T-Mobile?
No, not T-Mobile.
Where'd you buy them? Online?
From Xfinity.
Okay, you got it
from the Xfinity store in Loveland.
Got you. And we
ordered them, and they came to our house.
Was it an unlocked phone?
Well,
Joyce, let me ask some simple questions. When you ordered Xfinity phones, were you on Xfinity's cell plan?
We started it.
But then you wanted to take those phones with you from Xfinity
Right.
to...
They didn't have the phones in the store, so they ordered them, and they came to our house, and we left the plastic on and made an appointment and went out there to have them transfer.
Them who? Who's them? Who's them?
Xfinity Mobile.
Okay, and you wanted Xfinity to do what?
Like, just put on, like, my photos and my...
Okay, you wanted to transfer data. You wanted to transfer data from... What was your old phone on? What system?
AT&T.
So you wanted to take your old AT&T phone, take the data off of it, put it on your new iPhone for Xfinity.
Right.
And what happened?
Well, AT&T was just fine. We went in there and the bill was paid in full, and they have to release the number and all that, and they did that, and that was no problem.
Okay, so it went
so
from...
the whole time until June 20th, everything went fine until I got this email. And
Joyce, so Xfinity says the phone is invalid?
Right.
So your phone that you have with Xfinity is invalid?
A brand new phone that I paid.
What does that mean? It doesn't work? It doesn't dial? What?
They took your AT&T. So you went, let me get this straight, from AT&T, you went to Xfinity.
Right.
And the AT&T phone you have...
No. Was a brand new phone.
She bought brand new phones. So does it work now, though?
It does work now again, yes.
It does work. Then why are you calling? I'm just confused. Because you mentioned something about another carrier, T-Mobile, and I don't... Where did that come in?
Not T-Mobile. Not T-Mobile. Nothing...
Oh, okay.
T-Mobile was never involved with anything.
Okay, you meant AT&T. So
and AT&T is all taken care of. That was our...
Then what can we do for you today?
My new phone,
right.
Its previous provider was a company called Track Phone.
I got you.
But I never had anything to do with that.
I got you.
When they look up the IMEI number or the serial number, that is what the phone was registered to.
All right. So when you bought this Xfinity phone, you bought it where? Where did you actually buy it? Online?
No. At the store.
And Xfinity's store was stocking an iPhone that had been previously on another system?
Exactly.
All right, hold on. Let's take this quick break. This is very puzzling. Why would they have a brand new phone that already...
It's probably a refurb is what they sold her. You know, factory refurb.
But what I think she's going to tell me now, TrackPhone never released it. We'll talk about unreleased phones.
This report is sponsored by Discover Home Equity Loans.
There's quite a few of the usual slow spots in the highway drive in the metro area.
Orthodontics. Both directions of I-70, either side of Airport Boulevard there. Watch out for that near Pena. Seeing slow speeds on both sides of the roadway there.
And wave the green is just like
wave, W-A-V-T-H-G-R-A-I-N.
Yep.
Crash being reported down.
We do have a website and Facebook book and Instagram somewhere, but I have a girl for that.
I got to do commercials a few times, guys. You'll hear me break in here. When I start talking, just you could be quiet. Not now, but when you hear me start.
With your traffic and weather.
You don't say you're dairy-free, do you?
We do have some brownies. The brownies that I brought are free dairy-free.
But they don't have to not. They don't have to be. Okay, hold on. We got it.
Everything is
I'm on. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ is the right way to correct your teeth, your palate, your smile, your jaw. They do it from the ground up. This is what I love. If you're an adult and you have a narrow palate, crooked teeth, headaches, stiff necks, whatever, you can do away with all of that with Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. What they do is they realign your jaw. You wear these mouthpieces that widen your palate. No surgeries, no extractions. Then after just a few months, you go into Invisalign braces. The whole process is just 2 years. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ. The new orthodontics. Dr. Kent Lawson. Get a beautiful smile plus correct sleep apneas and also headaches and TMJ. All in one fell swoop. 303-690-0100.
Today we decided to walk to school. The Lake County, 15, 14,
Yes, everything's gluten-free. About 90% is either dairy-free or vegan.
But Mark, someone emailed that apparently they had some brownies there or something with M&Ms in it. M&Ms have dairy. That's all they use. So
yeah, but some people
I
confuse.
special order my dairy-free M&Ms.
Some people confuse the dairy-free with gluten-free. You can have dairy. Right? Gluten is not dairy, it's flour.
Not dairy.
Right. Some people think gluten-free means dairy-free, and it doesn't. But you'd be surprised how many people think that. They're saying, wait a minute, you have dairy.
The brownies that I have are, that I brought today, the plain ones, are dairy-free.
I was going to say, since you have such a screwed-up deal with all your different specialties, you ought to have, you have gluten-free, you should have dairy-free, you should have vegan, and low-carb. So it's a specialty store, basically.
It is.
A specialty bakery, if you wanted to sum that up. That's a wonderful idea.
Yep.
Because you are basically doing what people want.
And we do tons of special orders. I do full-on AIP protocol cakes if people need them.
But do you lose the regular market, like people who don't care about dairy or gluten?
So I have 5 kids. I have one that's celiac, which is how this whole thing started. And then I have 2 daughters that can't do any dairy. So I started thinking I was my own.
So it's accurate to say a specialty.
Yes. And I have about half my folks need it. The other half just like what I make.
Okay.
I have a lot of people that come in like couples that one is gluten-free and one is not.
Yeah.
And they'll both come in and eat.
Okay.
Subject to qualifying credit approval, minimum purchase
Because some people, when they say something like that, we don't need to go in there, we don't need any of that
and
stuff.
that's why,
But it tastes, I mean, I've had gluten-free,
Sure.
it tastes as good as...
and some of it does, some of it doesn't. I mean, just like any process thing, when I talk bad about places,
or a little
but
extra help
please,
from a
because they
professional
make both,
caregiver,
there's
or
lots
for
of
some
preservatives
folks
and
maybe a
things.
lot of
Please
extra
fresh
help.
everything every day.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
want great food from a gourmet chef right in your building,
and
and
that's,
sometimes
for
you'd
me,
enjoy
I
interesting
wanted my
activities and
kids
events too.
to be able to
You'll
go
find
into a
all of these
place
things at the
and be a
beautiful
normal
upscale
person,
Carolina at Bellevue Station, a
and be able to come in
55-plus
and order.
community
Now
right
that's,
there in the Denver Tech Center.
are you
When
saying
live
that
at the
people
Carolina
are
Bellevue
not
Station,
normal
you
if
can
they
learn
are?
and land
I am
on
saying
your
that
gym,
people
get
go
your
into a
haircut,
regular
your nails
bakery,
done,
and
the salon
if they
and
have
spa,
something
while
that's
the caring staff
gluten-free,
take care of
it's
weekly
this
housekeeping
weak
so
old
you can enjoy your
nastiness on the
life.
side
Your cat
somewhere,
and dog are
and
welcome
they just
too.
want to be able
So
to go
give
in
a
and buy
call
whatever
at
they want, like anybody can.
720-440-8200 to learn
No,
about
people
the
are saying
huge
in
summer
general
moving
people aren't
incentives.
normal. You were right.
That is true. I know I'm not.
You were right.
Learn more at roskaminsky.com.
Take Deputy Dan, for instance.
No,
Far from normal.
Take it, please. You're right.
What is that? Take my wife. Please.
Any young men.
Keeping it honest, a little bit of corruption there, and pointing out its flaws.
we were right at the tail end of Penny Young.
Today at 1 on 630.
Our generation was on the tail end of a lot of things that we remember, but we're kind of still in the
Did you read the newest thing about millennials?
Oh.
I'm Tom Martino. I just tasted this low-carb, gluten-free brownie, and, okay, I know people are supposed to say it's good and all that, but I have to be painfully honest. It truly is good. Honest to God. Now, I'm going to tell you something straight up. I would not, and this is really something because I can't do this at home, and I've been trying to. I can't get stuff to taste normal. I don't know what she's doing, but Wave the Grain Bakery, it's really a specialty bakery. It would be wrong to just call it gluten-free because she has some foods that are gluten-free, some foods dairy-free, some foods low-carb and gluten-free, some just low-carb. I mean, whatever your dietary restriction, I think she has it. But the gluten-free or low-carb, it doesn't have to be both, or dairy-free. But this brownie is really good. I mean that. And I'm not just saying this. I would tell her. Yeah, I don't know.
In your opinion, is there a benefit to not having gluten purely for health reasons?
I don't know. I just don't know. I've not done enough research. I know it doesn't bother me, but everything I've tasted gluten-free I didn't like. This I like. Now, is this as good? Yes, it is. I wish I could say it was. This is as good as any brownie. I can't tell the difference, and I'm trying to. I can't tell the difference. But Mark and I had this discussion. Do we compare these to what we call so-called real or mainstream foods, or do we compare them to other gluten-free foods? Well, it depends. A lot of people who are gluten-free say they can't eat other foods, so it doesn't matter how they compare to real stuff because they're not going to eat the real stuff. I will tell you this is delicious, and I wish Dan, you could try some if you could.
Hey,
and
Tom,
someone else.
I'm trying that brownie.
Isn't it?
Holy cow.
And I would tell you if I thought it wasn't good. At first, I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to see here? What am I going to taste? Okay, let's keep going. 303-713-TALK. So, Joyce, in essence, you were sold a new phone that had been previously on another system. And it does this other system, the track phone, are they refusing to unlock it?
Well, Xfinity actually did unlock it.
Good.
On July 2nd. It was unlocked from June 28th.
So what's the problem right now?
Well, the problem is that I told Xfinity that I paid for a new blank iPhone, and I was given a refurbished phone with a history, and not a good history, and they refused to give me a new phone.
Well, you know that in reality, a refurbished phone is not much different, but you have a technicality there. I don't know what the offer said. I don't know in the small print if they said refurbished or not. I really don't know. And I want to know, in essence, how is it affecting you? It looks brand new. It's refurbished. They unlocked it. So is it more of a psychological thing? Hey, I didn't get it new.
Well, it's still nobody has ever paid that previous service provider. And
what is that? Why do you care? I'm asking you about your phone.
Suspend my service again.
What's that?
Because they could suspend my service again.
No, they can't. Not once it's unlocked. No, they can't. So, Joyce, is it like you have this feeling of some magical force over that phone and it's not truly new and yours? I mean, just tell me, because I don't see a problem worth fighting for unless it was scratched or dented or seamed. I don't know. Mark, how would you feel with
How do you even know it was used by another person?
Well,
they say
why would it be on a track phone?
Maybe they sent track phone 1,000 units and track phone sent them back. I don't know.
Yeah, what was the reason it had to be unlocked from track phone? Was it simply because it was track phones, IME?
Because of non-payment.
Ah. So it was actually used by someone before. I would raise hell. I would. Even though, in reality, it's who cares? It was a used phone, refurbished. I think they should have told you it was refurbished. But they won't. They won't do anything for you, right? Suzanne, don't we have someone at Xfinity we can at least touch base with, right?
We should.
Yeah, let's just put that in. Mark, Facebook. What's going on, Mark? I'm Tom Martino. What's happening?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I was just wanting to report I'm sure there are several of these scams going on Facebook.
What's going on?
Long story short, I received an IM from an old friend that I hadn't spoke to in months. And as I was talking to this friend, I could realize right away that this friend of mine wasn't who this person was texting me.
So how did they even know? Did they look at your history or about you or something to get this name?
You know, that's a good question. It came in through Messenger. So, you know, Messenger and Facebook are connected.
No, I understand. And I'm wondering how they knew who to feign. I mean, how did they know?
That's a good question. That's the mystery. That's what I was trying to find out.
Suzanne's our local expert on Facebook. Suzanne, how would they spoof someone else? And even if they did, how would they? Oh, it would be easy to spoof someone else. You just open up a page and put that name there. You can spoof someone and then get an email and call yourself John Smith or whatever. But how did they know that name would be familiar to you? Do you mention that name anywhere in your profile?
No. As a matter of fact, it was just an old friend that I had connected to.
So
Facebook.
What exactly is going on now? So what's the big deal? Your message, you figure it's not him, you ignore him. Then what?
Well, basically, I just kind of wanted everyone to know that, you know, there are these scams out there. And
oh, man, there are tons of them. I had not heard. Yeah. I had not heard of this one. I don't know how someone, for example, if they're on Mark and they see Mark online, how would they know who his old friend is to pretend to be him or her? I don't know. I have no idea. But it might be someone, Mark, it might be someone you know that you've heard. See, someone might know you but not really know you, and you may have mentioned something, and then they use that information to gain access. But thanks for telling us. This is, if anyone knows how someone does this, let us know. As I said, the spoofing part is easy. The hard part is how do they know enough about you to spoof? That's probably done on another site, and then they go to Facebook maybe to try to scam you. By the way, Mark, have they asked for anything, or was there any dastardly intent?
They did, basically. After the conversation ensued, they asked that these grants are free money. So if you're interested, give me your information.
Okay, cool. So
and
anyway,
basically, yeah, then they ask for money, and then it's $900 for a $60,000 grant,
okay,
and so on and so forth. It just goes up from there.
All right, that is what I call the danger zone. I tell everyone to put up an invisible curtain, and this will symbolically keep you from being ripped off. You can talk all you want through the curtain as if someone is visiting you in jail, or you're visiting them. As soon as they want you to pass anything through the curtain, nope. Other than conversation, fine, but no information goes through the curtain, no money, nothing ever, period. That's the way you do it to make yourself safe. We have more coming up.
This is Denver.
I don't know if, so the contract that I sent you from the Johnson, I don't know if, do you have any input? I wasn't sure if we wanted, that would be something David to even look at.
You're not going to have
across town, seeing some
No.
of the usual
Not to break the
on
glass.
the east side.
It doesn't address it.
That's
That's where I said, going to small claims court, we'll have a judge that can decipher between.
There's nothing
right
wrong with
and
saying
wrong.
small claims court.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe
I mean,
at
it's
3 o'clock
$7,000
if we're on vacation.
I know.
You're telling me
Listen,
anything
I just don't think it addresses it at all.
One time.
Right, it's very bad.
She's going about it the wrong way.
Well, and mine are mostly
I would go by what did they
Mine are mostly
actually do.
adults now too. 20,
And that's the thing, they're very vague about that too. The monies
I don't
that are
think-
paid aren't always specifically for. It goes
Have they
into
all
a pool. It's for
adults
all
moved
the
out, or they still
adoptions.
live there?
let's see, I have.
This is very good. I need to. I'm not going to rob you of recipes. I don't care about that. But I need to set up a pipeline here.
I got you covered.
pipeline.
Oh, and nothing free either. I just want to know where I can get all this crap.
I'm gonna have them tested for this.
Happy, tastes good.
Centeno Schultz, remember the name, Centeno Schultz, or affiliated clinics called Regenex. I just heard from a dear friend who's having stem cell therapy done. I didn't have the heart to tell her yet that what she's going to have done is not the real deal. Yeah. Because they get so hopeful. But here's how you know if it's the real deal or not. If you are going to a clinic and they are importing stem cells of any kind, it's a phony baloney clinic. Now, they may not do it intentionally, but it's phony baloney. The only way to get true living stem cell therapy is to have those cells extracted at the time of treatment. Then they re-inject them using imagery. Now, forget this stupid argument that you have old stem cells. When they're created, they're brand new inside of you. 303-963-9201, the safest number for stem cell therapy. The only one I use, 303-963-9201, thestemcellexperts.com.
Heard all the companies out there claiming they can help you with your back taxes. Most are all talk.
Now.
And no results.
Oh, no, I'm
At
gonna
Larson
try
Tax Relief, we put your taxes
this.
where our mouth is. Call us at 844-LARSON TAX. If you owe $20,000, $50,000 or more, waiting will cost you more money. Before the IRS
That was
starts
for
tapping your
completely
bank
grain-free,
account,
dairy-free.
wages,
Okay,
And what is that? What,
how do you get that feel of real flour though? I mean, just tell me. I mean, if you want us to turn off the broadband.
No, you're good.
How do you get that consistent? I can't get that with almond or anything.
It has to be super fine ground. Super fine ground. Because otherwise you get that chunky.
Yeah, but I'm not even getting chunky. I'm talking about. Oh, it's hard to say.
Like
See,
that
the
it
problem
actually
is
rises and feels like a real thing.
Do you make your own flour?
It depends on what it is. Some, yeah.
You have a good flour. That's what it is. Is the flour a combination of several?
Yes. Yeah.
Because you don't have any overpowering taste.
Right. Because if you do a single,
My
that's
almonds,
what you'll
oh
get.
shit, that almond, so now I'm sick of it because you taste and you smell it.
Almond, you can't. It's,
See, it even smells like real shit, real stuff. I'm just
I
very,
was a trucker in a previous
I'm very
life. You can
impressed.
first
What a rating. Tastes like real shit.
I'll take that all day, every day.
Man, this smells just like real shit.
Oh, well, forget
That's why I thought of the molar thing. I thought, you remember the Let's Make a Dope deal from Cheech and Chong? What's your name, Bob? I thought they were doing it as a molar, you know, because they really made fun of them.
Who's on first?
You remember the Dave's Not Here, where one of them comes and knocks on the door and goes, "Hey, Dave, it's Dave, man," and like, "Dave's not here." No, man, it's Dave. I'm Dave. Dave's not here.
Is that where they flushed everything down? Well, that other one, they said the Nards, they flushed all their stuff down the toilet, and the guy was just playing a joke.
Now,
did you used to listen to him as a kid, the Cheech and Chong?
I saw their movies. I never.
No, not the movies.
I didn't.
These was just
I know that.
They had so very funny.
They had songs too.
Yeah.
This one tastes better than this one.
And all while enjoying a delicious
It's also dairy free. All my vanilla keto is dairy free. My the lemon pop.
There are no eggs in that.
There's dairy free and vegan are different. So dairy free is.
I'm sorry.
How do you even keep up with
I
all
think
that
of eggs
shit?
as...
I know, and most
Dairy
people
free,
do.
vegan free, vegetarian.
Most people do.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
What does gluten add? Is that the stickiness of it? Is that
Yes,
the
so
gluten?
it's a protein that makes your bread rise, that gives it that good pull when you like pull apart a bagel or whatever.
Is that a potato? Is that potato?
Yeah, and that's why there's that one. That's why there's 9 in that whole.
But you could take out the
Yeah, and I do a bacon, egg, and cheese.
and put
that
bacon
I
in it, right?
I do a bacon, egg, and cheese one. That's thick.
They're good, man. I mean, I didn't taste the burrito.
There, go try it.
Yeah, unbelievable. Do I sound like I'm stroking here? Those baked goods. I now tried the chocolate cupcake, the vanilla cupcake, and I already had tried the chocolate brownie. The thing that I like is that the cake part of the cupcake, the body, is like a real flour cake. And I can never get that consistency. Mine is either too dense or too loose, and it crumbles apart. Suzanne, have you tasted anything else?
I tried the chocolate muffin.
Yeah.
And that was good. The low carb.
Right.
2 carbs.
Of all the stuff she makes, of all the stuff I've tried, the chocolate brownie is definitely, and the vanilla muffins are wonderful. The chocolate brownie, the only thing about the chocolate brownie is it doesn't, the chocolate muffin, it's not as good as a real chocolate muffin I've had, but the reason is the taste of chocolate. The consistency is delicious. It's a great alternative if you can't help it and you want low carb. There's nothing better than this that I've ever tasted, but that's the only one that doesn't come close to the conventional kind like the other two, but they're all good. Man, that's really cool. David Salisbury is with us, attorney at law. If you have questions about wills, trust, probate, and all that, the one thing that we had, somebody waited too long. They went to their attorney. The person died, and they had a trust. And the attorney said, this trust is useless. It wasn't funded. What does that mean?
What it means is, once you set up a trust, that's the first step. The next step is, if you want it to be a valid and an effective trust, you have to legally transfer your assets into the name of the trust. The simple example is, you've got a home. Well, the home's in your name or your name and your spouse's. You have to actually, or the lawyer, prepare a deed transferring the house from your individual names into whatever the name is of the trust. Otherwise, what you have, Tom, is just paper with words on it. If it doesn't, I have had that happen so many times. People come in and they've got a trust and someone's died. I have one right now where the trust never even got signed. And the trustee, the beneficiary, started transferring assets into the trust. Well, there wasn't a trust because he never signed it. And that's created some really big issues for the family of the deceased. So That's part of it. You know, it's not just preparing a document. You actually have, I like to call them administrative things that need to be done. And if you don't, you might as well not get a trust and pay all that money for it.
You can look for David Salisbury on the referral list, and you can ask more questions. Suzanne, find out if Mark has anything else on that scam. Otherwise, I'm moving on to John. You have an electric problem or a gas leak or something. What's going on with the utility, John?
Yes, Mr. Martino.
Yes.
Back in July, the company Ranger Underground LLC gave us 2 weeks that they were going to start.
What is Ranger, sir? What is Ranger?
Ranger is just the, I guess, the
contractor.
It's the name of the Underground LLC. That's the whole.
Okay, so they gave you notice of what?
They gave us a notice of 2 weeks that they are going to be in our areas throughout the fountain area here, and to be aware that they will be here to start their work.
What are they doing?
What they're doing is they're taking out the old lines and putting in new lines so that the electrical power has more of a higher reach or a higher power. So they're just changing everybody's circuit breaker.
So let me ask you this. Right now, is it an overhead electric line and they're converting to underground, or are they just redoing the underground?
They're just redoing the underground.
And they told you had to redo breakers?
Not the breakers. They're just redoing the panels.
Wait,
which
what
are
panels?
underground. They run their wires underground, and then they get the panels, which are just on the ground also, and then they just tie in from underground into the panels.
Okay, so I understand. So
job.
the electric company's transformer box is now going to be transferred to one in the ground outside your house, and they're just going to tie in, instead of tying into your mast, they're going to, or whatever, or like conventional masks, they're just tying in. So I understand. They're putting all their equipment in and the wiring. So what's the problem?
The problem was that when I first noticed, they were running, they were digging ditches.
And who's the electric provider?
The electric provider is the Ranger Underground LLC. They're doing the job.
Is this a subdivision?
I believe you might say that Fountain District, Electo District.
Okay, I got it.
Kind of leading the.
Okay, the district is the one. The district is providing you electricity, and they subcontract it to Ranger. It sounds like, because Ranger is not allowed to come in and be a utility unless they're approved by the PUC. Let's just get right to the problem. They caused a gas leak. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right. How do you know they caused it?
Well, a couple of days after they had almost finished, the neighbor next door to me came and says, "Hey, we smell gas."
Gotcha. So hold on. So it turned out there was a gas leak, and
correct.
How do you know? That's the only part I want, that they did it.
Okay. How do they know that they did it?
How do you know that they did it?
It was in my area.
Was it where they dug? Is it the same ditch?
The same ditch. They started digging the hole for the wires from my house, just out the fence, and they were going to each maybe every house that was scheduled to get a new power grid.
Did your gas repairman, the gas line repairman, did he look at this and say, "I can see where they hit it"?
Negative. I had called on a Saturday and called the fire department. They came out.
John, I don't care about any. Seriously, okay. I don't care about the leak itself. Let's suffice it to say you have a leak. It was dangerous. I need to know what gives you the impression they did it. Now, I understand. It sounds like too much of a coincidence that in the same ditch you have a nicked line, or whatever the line. Was it nicked? Was it bent? What was wrong with the line, the gas line?
the original leak was caused by the blade that turns and goes under the ground.
Who told you that?
Well, pretty much. I've done work.
Okay, did you see it? Did you see the break in the line? Did you witness it? John, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. They're going to say they didn't do it.
Or are they? Does Ranger acknowledge they did it?
At first, no. They didn't acknowledge, and I believe that it was the general manager, who is Tracy Bauer.
I don't listen, John. What color eyes does he have?
Oh dear, he got like a
the point I'm making is these are. I don't need any of these details except to say either they're taking responsibility or not. Did they finally say, yes, John, it is our fault?
After
John, that's a yes or a no. That's a yes or a no. Did they accept responsibility finally, and do you have it in writing? The sooner we get to this, we're going to try to help you. Did they take responsibility?
Yes.
Okay, how did they do it? In what form?
In one form, he just hired his crew and got a crew of maybe 6 people to dig the ditch a little deeper and locate the actual puncture in the gas line.
Good. And then did he write this down that, John, we found the puncture, we're sorry, or anything like that?
Yes.
Good.
He was apologetic, but because he was not let known, we're talking about 7-8 days, nobody was telling him, relaying to him what had happened.
So, John, do you have an email or something in writing where he acknowledges the puncture and they say, hey, we're sorry, or anything like that? Anything at all in writing?
Not in writing. Everything came in verbal.
Do you have anything recorded, John?
No.
Let me play a game. Let me play a game with you, okay? I call them, and they say we didn't do it. What would you say? And the guy says I never said that. I'm just curious. What would you do then?
I said, you hit my line.
Okay. Do you have photographs? Do you have photographs?
Of course, that's underground.
Okay,
that was still underground
when it was open. How old is the line?
I'd say about maybe 16 years.
Okay, hold on.
But if they took responsibility, what's the problem?
Apparently they didn't take, let's figure this out. The problem is I can't get John to answer questions. He said they took responsibility. It's not in writing. So just hold on, John. And this is, I like hearing stories. And for those listening that say, you don't let them talk, you're right. You're damn right I don't. You're damn right. If I let people talk, this show would be 9 hours and there would be an audience of 4.
What's different?
He told me he went and hired the people to go in there and find the gasoline and then paid them $1,900.
Delays on the east side of town due to a crash or a car fire eastbound I-70 at Tower Road.
The people he hired
up the right lane
call
to
out
get
there
blocked back to 225. So all delays on the westbound side.
This is all
out of the tech center, northbound I-25 in Hamden, backing you up to Orchard, and watch out for a crash off Highway 1.
Come over and go over again with you.
One lady said, Mark looks good. What was your starting weight, and what do daily to maintain?
Yeah, what do daily mean?
What do daily?
What do daily? I do what?
What do?
I do.
I just have to look at it and make sure that
I do what I do.
Tell me what to do. Okay.
I eat once a day. It's pretty straightforward.
I'm going to do it
for more details.
Let's talk about crackerjack mudjacking, the people who saved me like 12 grand. I thought I had to have my entire driveway replaced, the apron outside of my garage. And then they came and gave me an estimate for $1,200. Why? Or $1,500, sorry. That's because they can fix most concrete problems. You don't have to think, can they fix this or not, because you get a free estimate. Call them, 303-410-7787, crackerjackmudjacking.com, 303-410-7787.
Finding great candidates to hire.
So what I'm saying is, if you just do that, and then tell me what I need to do as far as that goes, and then I'm going to do Stephanie just because I want someone else in, if she is not around. But that's my problem, is finding a successor to her.
Yeah. It's hard to find people.
Because
now for free by going to
it's work.
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It is work, and you have to deal with everybody. That's really the work. If you have people you're dealing with that may not be easy to work with or have other agendas.
We all know who that is. But
yeah.
Here's the deal. That's exactly what my niece asked me. Do I have to deal with whoever the wicked witch?
8337 AM Rest. 8337 AM Rest. Or AM Rest. 24/7.
But it's my understanding,
There's nothing like meeting face to face, and there's nothing
no
like
matter
Zoom to
who
make
kicks
that
and
happen.
hollers and
You
screams,
let you connect and do business
if it's
across
done
town
correctly,
or
fuck
around
'em.
the world.
Yeah,
Zoom ties
they
together
can go,
all
you know,
the
they can go to a lawyer, they can do anything they want.
Is it a public document?
No.
Group chat, webinars,
No.
and
However,
conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere.
If
your mobile phone, your
the
laptop,
kids are
or conference room.
involved, then
Zoom
and they're
is
minors,
business gets
then
done. Get your free account at
the
zoom.com
guardian or
today.
the you know, custodial parent is going to be able to take a look at it. But that doesn't mean anything either, other than trying to pick through it and find something.
Except my way around that is they don't become part of it until they're of age.
Oh no! Oh, well, that's true. As long as you're alive.
No, I mean, if I died before they became 18 or 21, whatever the age, I would want it held. In other words, it turns on their birthday.
Okay.
What if you could easily pay off your mortgage and access tax-free cash without paying a loan?
She can't claim she has something coming. There's nothing there.
From American Financing, homeowners 62
Until they turn
years
of
and
age.
older can live a stress-free, mortgage-free
So that
retirement
takes her out of it
without
completely.
losing ownership of your home. You just have to keep up with property
Unless
taxes and homeowners
they're getting
insurance,
income,
which I'm sure you're doing
not principal.
anyway. It's
But
a
the
solution
income's
worth
being used for
considering,
their
especially if you
for their
want to
benefit.
postpone
If you're just
using
saying
your
it just
retirement
sits,
savings or touching
nobody
your
gets
Social
anything
Security,
until
or
you reach
want to
X
remain in your
age.
current home for years
Well,
to
that'd be
come.
different.
And
That would be
American
different.
Financing, their mortgage consultants are salary-based. So conversations are simple, straightforward, and honest. Let them answer your questions and help you identify
Yes,
the right
I do.
financial
Yeah,
solution
I
for
do.
you.
Their
college money being kept in
Call
there?
them today
Huh?
at 303-695-7000. That's
Absolutely.
303-695-7000.
Yeah, if you
or
have
online at
if you want to talk
American
about it or want me to review the other one.
Listen, can you just be my live-in cook and baker? That would just make it easy.
I'm expensive.
Oh my God.
Ask my
Everybody's got
fiance.
their price.
Have him move in too, and he can do the
You're
lawn.
talking about cracker
Done.
jacks.
Get
I was,
hungry.
well, now my
God.
wedding ring I got from one of the
Are those
really
where do you
saved
go?
me a lot of money.
I love
And it had a little whistle on the end, so you could do.
I actually, oddly enough, I get them from Cisco,
So if
and
you got
I sell
lost,
them.
you could.
I get.
You know what?
King Super.
When I was a kid, I was never really a
They do,
fan of
actually.
cracker
It's
jacks. But when
surprisingly
you're
so.
little,
I'm shocked.
you see everybody
I'm
get
shocked
their
that
things out. It's like,
places like Hacienda that do fajitas and all that don't offer that as an option.
You can still buy
It's the only thing
But you
in
don't
a
get the
fajita
price,
dinner.
it's not
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Right, and you're like,
Remember that
I'm
back
just
then,
eating
everything was
meat
made in
and
Japan.
peppers.
Japanese was the
Oh my goodness, I am so blown away. Honest, I'm not just saying that.
And you know what?
Honestly.
It tastes the same. But
No, I would tell you.
Well, see,
I think this one, I don't think I would buy this.
The chocolate, yeah.
I just wouldn't buy it. It doesn't mean it's hideous. But this and this.
And now,
So how long can I keep them if I buy them? How long do they stay?
So, depends on what it is. You have a week for like all the burritos and stuff. You got a week in your fridge, 3 months in your freezer, because we make them fresh every day.
You're right, as a kid,
And then, like all the baked goods, you've got about a week just on the counter. 2 weeks in the fridge, 3 months in the freezer.
But it shows how slow and easy life was back then. But that meant so much.
Yeah.
Now it'd be like,
And we have a lot of people that do that. I have people that come down to like Durango and Grand Lake and will buy a week or two worth of stuff and sit in the freezer.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Wave the Grain continues to astound me with the, now I did the low-carb, gluten-free, was it a gluten-free burrito? Yes. Wow. Where are you guys located?
8172 South Holly Street, right on the corner of Holly and County Line.
All right, thank you. By the way, this hour, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Call him for any buying or selling real estate. If you're listing a home, he'll tell you what to list it at. Don't go with someone who simply says list it for this much and you like that price. See, people say, oh, no, Frank, you're not listing it for enough. He does it on purpose. He knows the sweet spot that gets people looking at it. And then you actually end up getting more. It happened with Mark. He ended up getting more, but asked for less in the beginning. Just let him handle it. And it's 303-920-1622, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Let's talk to John now. On the gas leak, just, John, I need to ask some very simple questions. They took responsibility, so as Mark asked, what is the problem? They took responsibility, so either they fixed it or you fix it and get it paid for. So where is the hang-up?
Okay, as I mentioned, at first,
John, where's the hang-up right now? You said they took responsibility. Did you get it fixed or did they fix it?
They got somebody to fix it.
Good.
They got somebody to fix it.
Is it done?
It is done.
Okay, so now go on with the story from there. It's done.
Yes. I had to do that, and with their gesture, it was good.
Good.
Then I felt that I had already gave Affordable Plumbing a little amount of money.
To do what?
Because I wasn't sure if I was going to be, well, anyway, so I gave him a check for $1,900.
Who's Affordable Plumbing?
Affordable Plumbing is, as they list, the top-notch...
what I mean is, did they do the gas leak repair?
No.
Okay, where did they enter the picture? Why did you pay $1,900 to Affordable Plumbing?
Only because of my knowledge that...
John, what did they do? That's what I'm asking. What did Affordable Plumbing do?
They just hired a couple of people
to do what?
And dig the line. Dig the hole where the gas was.
Oh.
And search for the hole.
Okay, I got you. So when you had the gas leak, you had them come out and diagnose it, and that cost you $1,900?
That was going to be part of the
repair.
Payment. Repair, because they were not sure how far they had to go.
Okay, so how much do you actually owe them? Are they keeping the entire $1,900?
Yes, that was the initial $1,900. They wanted an actual amount of $3,800.
I got you. Now, so he's saying he should at least get that $1,900 diagnostic fee. That's really...
Sounds like they excavated, though.
Yeah, so really, he is owed some money there. We're not going to take this back on the air, but we will see why, if they took responsibility and fixed the line, will they pay for the opening up of that hole?
Liberty Mutual.
Mark, Dan, lady called, wants to know why this was on our news feed yesterday.
John?
We're
off the air right now. Listen, I just need to ask you.
The $1,900
you paid
or not on our news feed, on our live video feed.
Part of that was for
we were talking about it during the break. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, so the other company...
She was kidnapped in 1988.
88.
And then a year later, they never found her. A year later, 1,500 miles
so
away.
Do they
that picture was found on a Polaroid in a grocery store parking lot.
No.
And she's still missing till this day.
So the
underground company,
will
they pay that $1,900? That extra $1,900 you pay?
YouTube. So I just thought I'd put it up.
Okay.
People were asking what we were talking about.
Because that was part of the damages. And if they don't, I think you can take them to small claims court and say, look, Your Honor, yeah, they fixed it, but we are the ones that, I'm the one who paid $1,900 to have it opened up.
I didn't even know what, I mean, his story is totally different than mine.
Okay, that's where you should start. First, talk to them and say, look, this is what you do. I think you have a tendency to give too much detail to people and they're going to sidetrack you. Here's what you tell them. You go to the underground company and say, look, That $1,900 is part of the original damage. I fronted that money so they could find the problem. I appreciate that you fixed it, but I also need that additional $1,900. And if they say no, I want you to call me back. Or you write to us, help@troubleshooter.com, and we'll remember you. So hold on. Suzanne's going to get your phone number. Hold on. Okay, so I told John what to do, and I'll recap it when we come back.
So, I don't know if you want to address this. The guys put this on the video feed yesterday. The lady was a little bit disturbed. Maybe you just want to mention why it was put on so she knows. She was like, hey, I went to look at the live feed, and this weird picture flashed on it.
I agree. That's weird. If you don't hear what he was saying.
It's like,
but he had a good reason for it. Mark put it up because we were talking about that weird case.
yeah, maybe just bring it up so the lady
did we
knows.
talk about it on the air?
Not on the air.
No, you talked about it off the air.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense to people.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, it would, because if they're watching on Facebook, they're hearing us all.
Not if they go to the if they go to the archive even.
Yeah, of course they'd hear it. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Daphne, do you hear me, dear?
Ugh.
Preparedness that his priority needed to be white supremacists. The shooter has recently posted about a book which advocates racist and sexist ideologies.
Not getting anything?
No, I don't eat till 4, David.
Huh?
I don't eat till after 4.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't... see, I can't go a whole day without eating. I get kind of buzzed in the head.
Oh, man, I'll do 3-4 days. No problem.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I just got off a 3-dayer last week.
Fluids, though. You do continue.
Water.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Now, once you do it a couple times, man, you don't get hunger pains or anything.
Yeah, you're in that same
It's all mental.
Does your fiance work with you?
Sometimes he's there now because we're like, I prepped because I figured.
Well, I got to mention it more, but I think it's...
a lady mentioned on Facebook that she went to your website, couldn't find nutritional facts about your foods. Is there somewhere she can find the nutritional...
The actual listing.
Yeah, we're actually working through...
Okay, I guess Staph is not there.
I don't think I've ever had a Snickers.
So we're getting that.
It's going to be up soon. Juliet, it'll be up soon.
Daphne!
Not since that cinnamon challenge where I tried to eat a teaspoon of it.
Very.
Is that the lemon poppy seed one or the vanilla one?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Daphne. I'm such a pest in the ass.
No, I had just got downstairs. I was on a different screen,
So anyway,
well,
Daphne, did you go on in and try?
I have.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
I'm blown away.
I'm on a really strict diet, so I don't.
I know, so it's like just enough.
It's like
I like how she says a strict diet, but yet she just ate some of it. That doesn't even make sense.
I took a bite because it wouldn't be fair.
Right. She's gotta know.
I didn't take a bite.
You gotta treat yourself. Hey, diet.
All the time. Mark just thinks he's a hot body now.
Because it
What do all day, Mark? What do you do?
Cancellation or penalty fee in his contract. He doesn't want to force you to do business. He wants you to want to do business with him. And he never takes any money up front. He only collects when the job is done.
What is
contract.
The Democrat debate tonight.
I'll watch the highlights tomorrow.
Give them full contracts with everything written down. So clients know exactly what they should get.
I'm sure Biden's on.
Biden, Kamala Harris.
And then tomorrow will be the Bernie Sanders.
I don't want to do that all the time.
You're fucking crazy, some of the shit you do. I don't even want to talk about it. It irritates me so much. You're insane.
Some of the stuff I do. I'm not doing anything crazy.
Shit, man.
No, I'm not. You think BioT's crazy, Mark?
No, not at all. I don't think BioT is.
An evaluation. 303-761.
How about the color? I don't like that. I think that's fucking...
I'm not doing that. I decided not to until I learned more.
Okay, and that ozone, I started reading that ozone shit. It's fucking crazy.
I'm doing some brain peptides, but that's just proven technology. But he talked about the melatonin and the whatchamacallit, growth hormone. Growth hormone scares me. I hear it can grow cancer.
That ozone shit scares the shit out of me looking at it.
Mark, I'm a biohacker with stuff that's proven. I don't just mess with my body for anything.
You know, John,
he's going to come in one day with like a fourth ear growing out of his fucking neck.
You know, John was taking that melatonin, right?
Okay. It's not called melatonin.
Melatonin too.
Melanotan.
God, thank you.
Same thing.
Melatonin. Everybody takes melatonin.
No, it's totally different.
Especially kids
Are you
take
saying
melatonin.
the world takes melatonin?
Dan.
Everybody in the world, yes, everybody in the world has melatonin.
Dan, you do understand.
Yes, I am saying
Melanotan.
It's my fault. I sugared him up.
I think it's
Totally
He's
my
going to
fault.
go to the grocery store and buy melatonin to get a tan.
Hey, it looks like that.
Since getting this QC,
But I asked him, I said, geez, you're dark and stuff. You know, have you taken that stuff?
I don't even like the fucking look.
Really?
I don't, man. It reminds me of like those old guys in Florida and fucking New Jersey that were on the beach pumping iron for all their lives. Now their fucking flab is like nothing I've ever seen, and they're the color of a.
I hope I don't get that. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. The only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Oh, we love what we do. I love helping people. That's what the show's all about. Help, information, referral. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. That means if you need a garage door, a whole door, OneClearChoiceDoors.com, or just an opener, OneClearChoiceDoors.com, or a repair, or an inspection, free inspections, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So listen, man, I love helping people, but you help me help others as well. We're all part of it. The money that we got for this woman who was really hard up for rent because of the towing, I appreciate your kindness. Whenever we put out the word, you can be assured of a few things. First, we will never, ever, ever, ever let a story go without being verified, triple verified. Also, not one penny stays with us, or do we charge. Not for credit card processing, not for a pencil or a pen, not for paper. There are no administrative costs when we give to an intended cause. A few other things I'd like to mention, and that is that if you know people who have written to me, because I said if you're depressed and you write to me directly, help@troubleshooter.com, and you want some help and you want to be talked to, this is just a little side mission of mine. I obviously can't make hundreds of calls, but thank goodness I don't have hundreds of emails. Please note that I heard you, and I will get to you. And we talked about that because it was just something that comes up on the show a lot. We get calls from mentally ill people and people of all different degrees of mental illness, and we try to refer them to the proper places. And now John with the electric thing, and then the bottom line, his electric line was being put in by a subcontractor for the electric company. They caused a gas leak. They fixed the gas pipe, but only after John had already spent $1,900 to have it diagnosed. They went in after the hole was opened and fixed the line, but John had already paid $1,900 up front for the diagnosis and for the excavation. I think he should be reimbursed. I told him to ask, and those just say, look, it was part of the original damage, and if they won't do it, we're going to help them further. And you wanted to say something, Mark? Go ahead.
You were just saying how we check people out. I remember the one that fell through the cracks, Shauna, who started having all kinds of Johns, if you will, into the basement of that nice lady who gave her a place to live. That still freaking pisses me off, and I hope she's listening. You're a lying scumbag, you old lady.
Oh, remember that? Yeah, but when things fall through the cracks, we should also mention that we don't give any more money.
Oh, God, no.
And we send the money back if you want it, or keep it in our account for others. But that did happen. And then we've had other people we've helped who were mean. It turned out they were mean. They still needed, oddly enough, they needed the help, like Doreen.
Doreen.
But she was a nasty,
God, was she mean.
Nasty person. You know, hey, look, you run across all kinds, right?
She's the meanest
David
of the meanest.
Salisbury's with us, attorney at law for Will's Probate Trust. We talked about trusts being unfunded, and if they're unfunded or unsigned, they're useless. If you have a trust, you have to start transferring. And as a result of us saying that, I got some emails. One of them talked about, I just took notes on it because I don't want to read the whole thing. He basically has a trust, and he wants to know, he's been deducting some of his equipment that he wants to transfer to the trust, some business stuff. Can he still claim it on his taxes as always, or does the trust do the tax return?
With the normal kind of revocable trust that I do for pretty much everybody, what the IRS says is, even though it's in the trust, for tax purposes, we treat it as if you still own it.
Okay,
meaning you still use your Social Security number, you still do all
So if he has heavy equipment in his LLC.
Yeah, well, it would pass through his LLC. What he would do is he would transfer his interest in the LLC.
Right. He's depreciating equipment, but he's still the trust does not file the tax for the LLC.
No, only after everyone's died, and then it becomes irrevocable, and then you have to do it.
We also have Wave the Grain, the bakery that is gluten-free or low-carb or dairy-free. They have a selection of specialty diets. I love the place, and everything I tasted has blown me away, and I'm not exaggerating. Deputy Dan, you too, right? I mean, seriously, we have a pledge here that we don't just grease people and you know, just flatter them if they bring stuff to be tasted.
Hey, David, I've got a question.
So, right, Dan, just yes?
It was fantastic.
Okay.
Everything was good. I tried it.
Could you tell the difference between that brownie and a normal one? Tell me. No, I could not.
Very juicy, very
moist, yes.
Right.
Go ahead, Mark.
David, you said you have to transfer everything into it, or it's basically worthless. Why can't you just put in your will, upon my death, everything transferred?
No, because that means that when you die, that probate property is still in your name, and the only way to get it from your name once you die into the trust is go through probate.
You want to avoid probate if you can. Okay, Courtney, what's going on with you? Courtney!
Yes.
Who's that little critter I hear? Who's that little critter?
That would be my 2-year-old.
Your 2-year-old?
Almost 2-year-old.
What's her name?
Samantha.
Well, what can we do for you?
We had a patio installed by a recommended company for my husband's job.
Okay.
Probably approximately a year ago.
Now, when you say from your husband's job, can you elaborate on what that means?
My husband works for a company here in Denver.
And they do business with this company?
One of his coworkers has used this company.
Okay.
Knows the owners, knows the team, the family, and recommended them for a good cost patios. They've been doing it for years.
Okay, how can we help you?
So we had the patio installed about a year ago. It was August, so late summer weather, whatever.
Yeah.
We noticed almost immediately, probably within a couple days, when they told us it should be curing, that the finish on the patio, we had asked for a broom finish, was not the same on the whole thing.
What did it look like?
Part of it was smooth, and part of it had the broom finish.
Yep, inconsistent, right? That happens a lot. So really, though, what are you going to do? What's the problem now?
Well, we've been calling them since then.
Oh.
They've been telling us, okay, it's going to, this is happening.
Wait, though. If it's inconsistent, is it that bad?
We've had issues where, I mean, you've got one that's a broom finish and one that's not.
Is it chipping or spalling?
Yep.
Which one?
I don't know what spalling means. But
okay. Is it crumbling on the surface like little flakes are coming off?
Yes.
And the flakes are about as thick as a dime?
Yes.
And it's all over?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You know.
And then also on and I'm not sure what they're called, the little fault lines where they put the basically if it breaks, the cracks.
One of the best things to do. Courtney, I'm going to tell you straight up. If it has a good foundation and it was poured properly, to have it chipped up and taken away, you're going to have the same problems eventually. And truly, if you want to hear the only true solution that works, it's a polyurea finish on top that's a semi-flexible. It'll cover all cracks, fill in inconsistencies, and make it a beautiful beautiful, consistent finish. Who are our guys on the list that do that, Mark? They were just in to say hi.
Garage Kings?
Yes. Is it Garage King?
I believe so.
And here's the rub. You will be getting something better than you originally contracted for, but the need for it came as a result of an imperfect job from the contractor. Somewhere along the line, you have to come up with a damage that they should chip in to help you. Now, you might think, no, I don't want that. They should do the whole thing over. I am telling you that's more trouble than it's worth. And in reality, in a perfect world, they should redo the whole thing. And because nothing other than this polyurea or replacement will work. They can't chip it and pour a new top. That never works. So if this company is willing to remove and replace, fine, except it sucks, and you'd be better off with the top that I'm recommending. Concrete is almost never perfect. Now, really good concrete people from the old schools are going to say it should be, and they're right. But no one in today's market does it the way it should be done. No one. And it's just too expensive. So you really have to come to grips with this. I had a bad job done once, and I wanted to go after this guy. And I wanted him to redo it, but then I realized, why am I going to have him redo it? It's not going to be any different. And even if it is different, it's still going to be just ugly concrete. So I asked the guy to just chip in and help me with a new coating. Do you think this person would be willing to do that?
No.
Okay.
That's the problem we're having.
I'd like to see a picture from a little further
What's
away.
the name of the company that did the work?
I believe it's called Johnson & Sons Concrete.
Okay. Now, I think...
Did you see the pictures, Tom?
No.
You should look at them.
Okay. Now, what is the square footage of the job?
Oh, gosh, I would...
I need to know, just approximately. Hold on. Just hold on. We'll come right back to you. I don't think. Did you send them to me?
This report is sponsored by...
No, Dan put them on the live feed. Dan.
I'll look at them.
You
want me to just look?
Ideal home loan.
I'm sending it to you, Tom. You want Mark?
Yeah, go ahead. I saw.
Traveling up towards Colfax.
Long, right?
Either side of the spear, westbound I-70, but stop to go in the
I wish you would send a bigger, like you had said, a bigger.
Eastbound I-70.
That one, I was like, don't tell me they're sending that. Seriously.
So here's that. So that's the two pictures. So that's, and then they take the piece,
Right now, mostly cloudy,
and that's the
89.
piece from that.
Traffic
you
and
know,
weather,
that are
9
holding
feet
that.
west, 630 K-How.
Pros do it
This
right
is-
to save 5%.
I mean, it's not good. It's-
Eligible purchases every
They
day
did
just
it-
by using
it was
your
too wet
Lowe's
when they did it,
business
and that stuff
credit
just came
account.
off, and
Do
then
it right for
it's-
less.
it's
Start
the
with
stress
Lowe's.
crack.
Subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. Why do I say that? It's pretty simple. Ideal Home Loans has a number of benefits. First and foremost, guess what? The interest rate guarantee. You can never go wrong refining or buying with Ideal. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Call them for details because you're constantly in a guarantee. Also, a quick close, 3 weeks or less, and they put all of their guarantees in writing. The other thing I love is credit optimization. You know, you can get credit to get approved. Then you can get extra points and get lower costs on the back end. They tweak your credit legally quickly. You don't even know what's going on. They just have it done, and you will love the results. IdealHomeLoans.com. 303-867-7000. 867-7000. They even give free second opinions on loans you already have you haven't closed yet. Yeah, they can take them over. 303-867-7000.
Want to look at them? I sent it to you.
Does it? Okay, thanks. Let me look here.
But it's so, like Mark was saying, a little dime thing came in, and the rest of it's in the.
They give tight shots. See, this is such bullshit. The tight shots people give.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
But even the tight shots, look at what she's got. It's nothing, man. I disagree. People want perfect concrete. They're not going to fucking find it, or they don't want to pay for it.
There you go. Now this stuff here is little. I mean, this stuff is going to break off. And that stress, that's going to break off.
Okay, for some reason I have no access to these photos.
Oh.
I don't know why. It says I do not. It says You need permission. So you gave me a link and not the pictures.
Yeah, Dan. God, man.
Yeah,
Have some more sugar, you'll feel better.
Can I just look at him over there? I don't want to go through this bullshit.
I know. He makes everything so hard. You know what he's doing? He's antagonizing. He's pushing your butt. You see there's a link. There's a link attached. He forwarded the link.
Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's okay, good.
Exactly.
I don't like that.
And this is going to crack all there and stuff. That's going to come off.
That's not great, but it's not bad.
We don't know how big
that's it. You just looked at all the problems.
I mean, these are the ones in here. So here's, I don't know if this is the same picture, just a different angle, or.
You know, I wouldn't want to be in the flat business right now. Flat work at all. I wouldn't want to be in the biz.
That's the hardest work there is.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
Wait a minute. You're saying that is the hardest job, period, end of story, in the world. Fuck brain surgery, all this other shit, easy cheesy.
I'm saying it's hard, it's dirty, it's sweaty, your hands get in there.
Have you seen Cool Hand Luke? That didn't look like any fun, digging ditches.
Cool, that was fun.
Eating all those fucking eggs.
I love the eggs. I love eggs.
Do you guys ever get tired of being moronic?
Can I add a little moronic to it? I'm sitting here thinking, when you all were talking about prostitutes and Johns, how do prostitutes make money if the only people they service are named John? No Toms, no Bills, no Davids.
What would be wrong
You
with
gotta
that?
wonder, why was the original John?
I think it's probably
John
like
Doe.
John Smith, John Doe.
And how come a toilet's also called a John? And a Lou? How come the toilet's got two names?
Mark, the thing about John is they wouldn't give their real name when they were arrested because they were afraid.
Yeah, nor did you have licenses back then.
So John, I'm talking, yeah. So I don't know about the bathrooms. I never.
Are you saying that one person arrested back then ever gave their real name? Yeah.
We deal with this every day. Listen.
You like Southwest Airlines?
Oh, here's why. Guess
love
what?
Absolutely love them. They're friendly. They don't charge you.
The guy
trick you and say, "Oh yeah, here's the fee," and then you go and you find out you got to pay another $40 or $50 per.
I like the way like the way they load the plane. I love the way they do almost everything.
And I always get early check-in.
Saving seats is probably one of my favorite things Southwest does. Right, Dan?
But I found out why.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. David Salisbury's with us. We've been talking about unfunded trust and then how to fund a trust. And then for tax purposes, trusts are a disregarded entity, so everything you have you're depreciating or in a business remains the same for tax purposes. Does the trust file a tax return?
No, it doesn't. Okay. Not for revocable trust. It has no return to file.
Okay. Now,
how about an irrevocable?
Yes.
Now, irrevocable, in my opinion, I can find no reason why you would do an irrevocable.
You know, the only reason, some people start it and do it for Medicaid purposes. You know, and they'll take all of it and they'll put it into a trust, make it irrevocable so they can say, I don't have access to that money.
That's true. All right. So, with Courtney, I looked at the concrete. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's not that bad. I would try to negotiate a settlement, but she won't do anything. I mean, excuse me, he won't do anything. Courtney, so you're saying Johnson & Sons Concrete won't contribute a penny?
No, we have been trying to get them to come, and it took.
What did you pay for the job?
43. 4,300.
Okay, and you don't know how many square feet it is at all?
It's about 17 by 21 feet.
Okay, 17 by 21. You're going to make me do math. Okay, so 17 by how many?
21.
Okay, that's easy. I did it in my head. It's 357. No, I didn't. Okay, so 357, and you paid 43. Okay, so get that. So what do we do? I think what you need to do is go to small claims court, but not for the whole thing. I think what you ought to do is try to be reasonable about it. And you paid. Wait, did she pay $12 a foot? Am I doing? Is that right?
I don't know if you did it right.
How many?
We also had. I don't think those dimensions.
You paid way too much per square foot. I can't believe you paid $12 a square foot.
Well,
wow.
We also had two additional steps put in.
Okay, so listen, I think Deputy Dan ought to call this guy and just say, look, you know, she's asking to chip in for this. So you really should. You have 357 feet, and to do a good coating is going to cost what, Mark? Do you have any idea?
I don't.
About $5 a foot at least. It's going to be $2,000, let's say. $2,000.
It would sure look good, though.
It would look beautiful.
The thing is, they're offering to do an overlay, but they want to charge us almost another $500 to do that.
How much? Another what?
$500, close to $500.
And then hold on, are they saying for that $500? Are they theoretically chipping in anything?
No, they want us to. That they have explained to my husband that.
That what? Hello? She just went.
If it was a.
Okay, how do they justify asking you for another $500?
They're going to do a full overlay.
I know, but is that paying the whole thing, or are they theoretically chipping in half? What are they saying? We cannot talk. The phone's just too inconsistent. Here's what I think. She asked him to chip in for half of the new She doesn't want to pay another dime. Here's what I would do. I would do nothing except small claims court, see what you can get. It's not a totally useless job. Listen, people, with concrete, here's what I want you to do. I want you to always keep in mind, you will never have a perfect job, ever. I'm sorry. It's life. Delbert, what's happening? Delbert. I think Delbert must have hung up.
You know, everything I'm reading.
Get Delbert back.
A decorative overlay is going to be $7 to $12 per square foot. So no matter how you look at it, that $500 is cheap as hell.
Yeah,
they must be doing something.
But an overlay is not going to work. Eric, what's going on? Eric? God.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me.
I have a lease on an apartment building, Capitol Hill, downtown Denver.
By the way, hold on. I want to do something with this call. I want to do an experiment. One of my listeners, a longtime listener, said, before I interrupt, I need to give everyone at least 30 seconds to sum up the problem. I want to try it with this call. So start over right now, sir, please. Go ahead.
Okay, I have a lease on an apartment in downtown Denver, okay? I travel for my work a lot. I host to Airbnb as much as I possibly can while I'm out of town. I'm getting harassed by the apartment management. If I don't stop hosting, they'll start an eviction process. What are my rights?
Oh, man, you did it really well.
Wow.
You did that in 21 seconds. Listen.
Whoever emailed you nailed it.
Now, on this, Eric, on this apartment, they don't want you to do a B&B, an Airbnb, right?
True, but there's a lot of people in the building doing it.
Okay, do you own or rent?
I rent.
And did you say okay, so you have a lease on an apartment. You said that. I thought you said leak. Okay, a lease on an apartment, and they won't let you do it. It all goes down to your lease. What does your lease say about subletting?
Or the HOA?
But his lease would be for the landlord. What does the lease say? If it's a boilerplate, like most of them are, David, you know that from being an attorney, just because you've done real estate.
You know, I think there's an argument that even though there isn't anything specific about it, they rented to you for a purpose, for you to live there.
That's right.
They did not rent it to you for you to use it as a business asset,
Common law,
that is what you're doing.
Common law says peaceful private enjoyment.
Right. Right, and the fact that, you know, unfortunately, the argument, well, everybody else is doing it, doesn't matter.
But I do have a question. Why are others getting away with it?
Yeah, I mean,
well, Eric, I'm asking you, why do you think others are getting away with it?
I think they just don't. I think they're better at hiding it than I am.
Okay, then I would tell on them. No, I'm just kidding. I feel, hey, the hell with you. If I can't do it, nobody's doing it. No. Eric, it's going to come down to your agreement. It really is, Eric. I agree with David. I would assume you can't do it. Why would you assume that you have the right to do that?
besides the fact that even if there is a sublease provision in there, that's for subletting it to someone in total.
Now listen, here...
And there probably are restrictions on that.
Where I owned a condo at one time, the HOA laws or the bylaws actually said not only you can sublet, but it must be a year at a time. In other words, they don't want the nightlies. They don't want weeklies. So I'm sure that it's addressed in the lease. And if it's not, Eric, the only way to challenge it would be to do it. You're not going to get a letter saying, okay, do it. You're not. The only way to challenge it is to do it. They're going to evict you. You're going to go to the show cause hearing, and you're going to say to the judge, they have no right to evict me, and let them figure it out. But I have a feeling it is in your contract. Now, listen, at the risk of people hanging themselves or pulling their teeth out, John, the guy with the gas line, says he has more to say. I just want to summarize this very quickly. John said the people digging for an electric line nicked his gas line, and they caused him damage. They fixed the gas line, but he ended up paying $1,900 to have it diagnosed before they fixed it. So that's where it stands. I think they should pay that $1,900, and if they refuse to, we'll help them through the small claims process, logistically. So, John, just make your new point, please.
Yes, the point was that the Affordable didn't even do any real work for that $1,900.
Oh, the guys that diagnosed it, well, they dug it up, didn't they?
They very, very slowly, no, they didn't even dig up the actual pipeline, which was maybe another 3 feet.
Well, what did they do? How did they? You hired them, and they dug a hole, but not completely.
Correct. That's the part.
And then who dug the rest of that hole?
Then the manager that I mentioned, he showed up, and he didn't realize what was going on. Then he pretty much says, "No, we're going to do this."
Okay,
work.
Fine. Now, John, that puts things in a different light. You're saying that you don't think Affordable is owed $1,900. What do you think they're owed?
I would say just the amount of hours for 2 men.
Okay,
who
that sounds reasonable.
And were pulled
Then instead, what was the amount of hours owed?
That'd be about. I was even going to offer 400 maybe. But
well, how many hours were they? How many hours, sir?
I would say total maybe 12 hours.
Okay, so 12 times 40, I would say.
And did they bring out equipment?
Or 12 times 80,
Negative,
even being exaggerated. I would say, they could do $40 a man. They could argue for HR and all that. That'd be as high as $960. But I believe you're right. So instead of taking that other guy to small claims court, take these guys to small claims court for what you think they overcharged you.
Yeah, but he might have signed a contract saying they're going to do all this work. That might be where they're coming from.
It might be. But, John, listen, man, there's just so much we can do, bro. That's why people, at the first sign of trouble, please call us first. Call us first!
Yeah. Should have told that other guy. Snitches get stitches, okay?
Snitches get stitches.
That's right. That's true. Watch it, Dan.
That's right.
I like that. Oh, that's I didn't make that up. I promise you.
On the list it says fit it.
Fit it.
Being reports of an overturned vehicle there at Bellevue.
So you know where the toilet came from?
Now.
John Collins, toilet John.
Oh, no.
And it's not John Crapper. That's not true.
That's right.
It
was Thomas Crapper, and they
but it wasn't, and it was for another guy, Sir John somebody.
Right, Sir John Harrington is credited with the both sides of the roadway.
But why do they always say Crapper did it?
Because it sounds better?
No, because it wasn't crap before that.
I know that.
It became crap. But why did this Thomas Crapper...
K-How. Exxon and Mobil's
Plumber that's often mistakenly called John Crapper.
No, I know, but Thomas Crapper is his name. The mistakenly called John or Thomas has nothing to do with it. What I want to know is why, for the toilet, do we credit him? Okay, let's talk about Fix It 24/7, the company I call for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Right now, they are very busy, and I'm going to tell you why. People know they can trust them. So if they have a problem with their AC, they're not going to call a company that automatically says you need a new AC. Here's the pledge to Fix It 24/7. If you are told you need any work on your HVAC or plumbing, free second opinions right now. They have found 90% of the time for the estimate to be wrong. Either you don't have the problem or you have a problem that can be fixed for much less. And here is the perfect thing about second opinions. Fix It 24/7 cannot at all mislead you because they have to beat it. So if they can't beat it, if they can show you another problem, then you benefit no matter what. FixMyHome.com, free second opinions, not even a call charge. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Okay,
On the live feed, Jeremy Bronson and Tony say hi. Does that... Now, I did have a guy last week after you were on the air call me and say he and his wife, like, he travels like a long ways. I don't know if this is the same guy, but there is some guy who travels a long way for his gluten-free girl.
A couple from, like, I have one that comes down from Grand Lake every Sunday.
That might be them,
Yeah, I bet you it is. And they come down on Sundays, and he buys probably 2 or 3 quiches and a half a dozen burritos.
He called in and just had nothing but good things to say.
That's cool.
That's cool.
By the way, that's the camera to wave into.
I'll wave with you.
Admission is free, but seating is limited.
That's super cool. And I told everybody that would listen. I'm going to go beyond Tom Martino, so listen up.
Put up the pictures of all the goodies.
Hey guys, John Elway here for American Financing. Whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance your mortgage, make the call to Colorado's home team, American Financing. These guys are local, they're experienced, and they can customize any loan in the industry.
Dave, you're a football nut, kind of.
Yeah, I'm pretty big fan.
What do you think the Broncos are going to have this year?
I don't think they're going to have a winning season.
I like Flacco.
I think Flacco's going to be better than what a lot of people.
He's a nice guy.
He's a great guy.
I don't know, is he a great quarterback?
See, he didn't have
I think he's very consistent.
He didn't have a whole lot to work with at Baltimore and stuff.
Yeah, but they had the best. When he won the Super Bowl, they
Flacco,
had the best
wait,
defense.
Flacco already won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, he got MVP.
Where? All he had to do, though, was... I mean, when you have that great...
Guys, who was he with when he won?
Mark, if you have the best defense.
Mark, who was he with?
Zero.
Yeah.
He also
Who was he with when he won the Super Bowl?
Flacco.
Ravens.
Yeah.
But that says that he did. Yeah, but you're right. I don't think he was a consistent quarterback at Baltimore. But,
how old is Flacco?
34?
Yeah, probably.
Is that?
Yeah.
How old was when he retired? Our guy. You know.
63.
Elway?
No.
In football years.
Peyton Manning?
Yeah, Manning.
41 or
no,
something?
No. 30s, late 30s.
Is,
I don't know.
Who was the oldest quarterback on record?
Either George Blanda or...
But he was kicking at the time.
Well, but he was also, he would come in and...
He would come back up.
Yeah, probably him.
How old is our superstar, Tom...
Brady?
Brady.
He just turned 41. Yeah.
41.
I can't figure out what... I mean...
39.
He's a wonderful man as far as flexibility, body.
Oh, yeah.
Man, this guy...
Let me tell you, Peyton almost went too long, too.
How much do you think...
Coming back after that.
How much do you think is hard work versus genetics?
Or neck.
With Brady and stuff, people like that.
I think it's hard work.
Trainers and people help him with his diet. I mean, he's very rigid, very regimented.
Plus, he's got a hot wife.
Plus what?
Got a hot wife.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Okay. So, we left off with someone here, and...
that was John with the gas line.
There he is. Okay.
Yes,
no, we're done with him, man. What else do we have? For God's sakes. I mean, the guy has to go to small claims court. Now, Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about this. This sounds serious. Now, this was about a month ago. What was the original call?
All right, so I called for to see what I can do, how I can go about trying to get custody back of my child.
Now, Lewis, this is your biological child?
Yes, it is.
One?
One, just one, yes, sir.
Boy? How old?
Boy, yes, 9 years old.
How did you lose custody?
All right, so about 2 years ago, they're in the mother's household and got.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Hold on. Let me do the 30-second thing again. See how it works. So I'm going to just let you summarize everything and the reason for the call today. So go ahead.
Okay, so mother abused the children physically and mentally. She got arrested about 2 years ago. Instead of giving my son rightfully back to me, they were given to the grandparents, which is her father and her stepmother. And since then, they still have custody of him, and just a lot of narcissism going on. I can't even call him; he can't call me. I give him every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, I get him when they want me to. But everything's court ordered, and they said I had to wait to file. And like I said, I don't know what I got to wait for, and that's where I'm at now. They still have custody, and I see him every blue moon, pretty much.
Very good, Lewis. Good job. So why, in the beginning, when the mom was charged with dependency, neglect, or whatever they call that, why were you not given custody then?
So at first they said I didn't find out till two months later, about
why?
a month and a half later.
Well, how could you not be even notified?
Exactly. They said they didn't have no way of contacting me, but at that time I was given child support. They knew exactly where I was. They knew my address.
So at the time they were given custody to the grandparents. So the good news is they didn't go into the foster system. Now, but the logical question is, you're a biological dad who never had his rights terminated, right?
Right.
Then you should be able to make a motion to get your children.
Okay, and as far as that, my son, their excuse was, as far as the judge and the DHS, it's better that all the children stay together, even though they're stepchildren.
So therefore they don't want to take just your child away.
Exactly, they want to keep them together.
How long were you a step-parent?
I've been a step-parent since the little guy was born. His name is Robert. I've been a step-parent for, at least 10 years.
Okay, so do they feel like you're their dad?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that's even with that.
Is their biological dad in the picture?
He wasn't. He was off and on. I'm actually on the birth certificate of my other son.
Then why don't you just ask for custody of all three and keep them together as the court suggested?
And I did do that. I did that. And like I said, and then they just said it's better that they stay with the grandparents now because that's just what it was. Nothing. I mean,
it's called status quo. It's called status quo. But how long has it been status quo with the grandparents in total?
As far as what status quo?
Meaning, how long have they been with the grandparents? Status quo means the way it is now. So how long has it been that way?
November 2017.
Oh, I see. You know what? Now we go from one standard to the next, and that is best interests, it's called, of the child. And I kind of agree if they were taken out of an abusive home and then they were placed with grandparents in 17 and they've been there that long, maybe it's just best that you ease yourself back into more and more visitation.
Okay.
I mean, really, Lewis, what if you took them all of a sudden? Don't you think that would be a bit jarring?
I think it'd be jarring like that, but at the same time, I think it's rightfully this day and age for a father to be in his son's life.
Well, it is, but who's preventing Lewis? And please, if these stepchildren look to you as daddy, you should really embrace all of them. You keep talking about your son, but I would hope, what's preventing you from more visitation in a friendly way? It doesn't have to be spelled out. Are these grandparents saying they don't want you visiting?
Actually, they said it's up to the therapist. They said the therapist said it's not a good time for me to visit or him to spend longer time with me.
When do they say would be a good time?
Exactly. That's actually, I dropped my son off yesterday.
Maybe you should sign up for a few sessions with this therapist. And one thing I can tell you for sure, in most cases, these therapists don't have an axe to grind. Lewis, if they don't think it's right for you to visit, then you should find out why and maybe work on it.
All right. And I did call her. I talked to her, and, finally they gave me their number actually a couple weeks ago.
Good.
After all this time. But I called her yesterday, and as a matter of fact, And she said, or actually it was a Friday, and she called me back, and she says, I asked her, I just want to get some information on my son, how he's doing.
Yes.
And her only word was, he's doing okay.
Okay. The wrong question. Okay. Here's the right question.
Okay.
I want to be more involved in my children's lives. What do I have to do to make that happen? Would it be beneficial to join you for a few sessions with them, or take a few sessions alone first? If you present it in that way, it's a whole different ballgame. Louis, no one wants to keep Dad from the kids. No one. It feels that way. It feels that way. But if you approach it in a different point of view, I promise you the whole thing would turn around. If you say to them, look, bottom line, I just want to be more involved in my kid's life. Not this. It's my right. I'm the biological dad. Blah, blah, blah. People automatically take the opposite position. But if you want to work with them, then they start figuring out how to make it happen.
This report is sponsored by Exxon and Mobil's new Synergy Supreme Plus Print.
Every single solitary bit.
Let's go to Parker and Quincy off Highway. Got a
it would always work. Call it Tom's way.
Parker at Quincy there. Same location yesterday.
I only got divorced once I had spoken to Tom about it. I got his consent.
I had to make sure that
he walked me through all the issues, that kind of thing. It was good advice, by the way.
Very
good.
I have an evil ex, so if you still get along with your ex, that's a good thing.
I try not to use the word ex.
Holiday is getting rid of little shampoos and little soaps, and they're putting bulk stuff in each room.
That sounds like a problem.
That's fucking disgusting.
You know what the problem is?
Doing all kinds of shit.
I don't care.
That is absolutely disgusting.
Always blame on both sides, and anyone who says, "Oh no, I use the perfect."
American Restoration, 24/7. That's the name you may not need right now, but I want you to keep it handy in case you are ever hit with a fire, flood, storm, mold, maybe a chemical infestation of some kind of a toxin, asbestos, lead. They will help you honestly, quickly. And you don't have to worry, like in an industry riddled with ripoffs. You can trust AmRest247.com. AmRest247.com.
And listen to this.
What does it say?
And some of their pillows and duvet colors and covers are going to be using 100% recycled material. Jesus, do they not want people to live there?
Where's that?
Holiday Inn.
You think that's a big deal?
I think it would be, compared to silk or something nice, I think it would suck.
I've never seen one with silk. There's actually
You
silk.
don't go to the Ritz then, do you?
Apparently not.
Silk what?
Pillow covers.
Oh.
Or even all cotton. God, who doesn't love cotton? Polyester, baby.
It's the fabric of our lives.
It is cotton.
Yeah. Just remember that.
It's a Yankee uniform.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So they're taking miniature shampoo bottles and miniature soap out of all their rooms and putting full-size ones.
No.
Now tell me that's not fucking disgusting.
Why are they doing that? You mean so people can reuse them?
Yes.
Oh, no, no, no. You don't know what they put in there.
No shit.
No, that's disgusting. I don't even like the refillable ones.
Yeah, I agree.
It's horrible.
That's weird.
Wonder what a little bottle like that cost. I mean,
it's not the cost. They're trying to catch.
Plastic.
They're trying to catch all those plastic folks. That's what, I literally have people leave the bakery because I use all
straws.
Those. Oh yes. Don't get me started.
You don't use regular straws?
I do.
Okay,
Regular plastic
thank
ones.
God.
Because I have a special needs kid. He needs it.
Okay, I feel like I'm being set up. Watcher wants to know what a chemical infestation is. So you guys must have said that.
I did it wrong.
Okay.
I said that wrong.
I feel like I was getting set up. So I'm like, am I coming in sounding dumb?
I just misspoke. I mean, who cares? People know what I meant.
Okay.
Except that guy. Tell him.
Except
you know what?
It's Mark Harvey. He's been in for the show. He's a
Tell him he
great
called
guy.
me.
I'll tell him to call you.
No, tell me he caught me.
Oh.
Give him his cell.
But all of those, like, reusable ones, the recomposted ones, for to-go containers, they all have gluten in them, so I can't use them. So I use plastic.
Wait, but they're not consuming it.
It doesn't matter. Cross-contamination for celiac.
Now we're getting
Really?
Now.
Oh yeah, my kiddo. So I have a celiac kiddo, and it's an issue. Now some not. Most of those, silly.
There's some really sensitive people.
I wonder if something was made. Come on, it's not being absorbed by your system, is it?
You're putting it in your mouth.
What's the biggest
The
organ
food?
in your body?
Huh?
Biggest organ in your body? Your skin, dude.
You know what? I was telling you that peanut allergy, though, but I mean, they say just
Powder, dust.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, that's
Same
gotta be
thing.
the
It's
worst.
just not an anaphylactic.
How did they have peanuts on airplanes forever and you never heard anybody
that's
dying?
what-
How the
I know,
fuck
right?
is this
You're-
possible?
I don't
need them.
How come no one in my school had peanuts
I know
banned
it.
when I was a kid?
I know it. I know it. I agree.
Because no one cared about the minority.
That's right.
Why.
Fuck them. If they're allergic to peanuts, they got a problem.
Because I think the
Natural
ones that were
selection.
allergic, they were dying.
Natural selection.
No,
They were dying young, so they never made
So
it
it
to
wasn't
school.
an issue.
Their parents kept giving them peanut butter.
You haven't seen the worst stuff.
Of course you do.
You wait. There's going to be
And there is a policy for every
so much taken away from society, normal shit. There will be, I mean, every sports team in the world is going to be unisex and...
No, God, that argument's no good.
It's going to be, whether we like it or not. You know what I mean, not unisex.
How does the Olympics handle transgender? Can I be like,
Good question.
can I be the strongest fucking guy in the world and start calling myself Nancy and compete with the women?
We could have very special Olympics.
Yeah. These are all special people.
Shit, Billy Idol did not age well.
So he can enjoy his steak.
He's pretty old, though.
Yeah, he is pretty old, though.
I bet he's in his 80s.
No, he's not.
No.
God,
No.
almighty.
First,
He might be
Your
late
smartphone.
50s.
What is it?
Late 50s.
63.
Oh.
Okay, he looks like he's in his 80s. I'll go back to what you said. He didn't age very well.
You know it's bad when he's on the Today Show.
With Hoda.
Oh my
How
God.
come we don't get the view?
Next, Marilyn Manson
Because I throw
appearing
things at
in
you?
a church near you.
Sorry, my bad.
He's actually a pretty smart guy.
Yeah,
Manson.
he is. Not musically talented. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, ApprovalReverse.com. That website will take you to Approval Reverse Mortgage to learn everything you need to know about reverse loans. Here's the bottom line. It's equity made available while you're alive that you don't have to pay back. Make no mistake, it does accumulate interest, but it never, ever takes ownership of your home, ever, unless you give up your home, and you'll never owe more than your home. But I'm not recommending them. They're for few rather than many, but it's great when it does work for emergencies and lines of credit. ApprovalReverse.com. All right. I need to take Yvette. She's been waiting a long time. Bill's got a comment also. We have two bills, another bill with an engine warranty, and then Stuart about construction work. Yvette, your turn. What's happening? Yvette, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to sum up your problem. This has been working so far. Let me try it again, okay? Go ahead. Okay, Yvette, go ahead. Yvette?
She sounds like she's there.
Are you there, Yvette? I'm going to put her on hold. Let me go to someone else, okay? Hey, Bill, what's going on with you? Now I'm starting to get a complex. Bill?
Yeah, hello, this is Bill Packard.
Hey, Bill, I'm going to give you like just a 30 seconds to sum up your problem. We'll see what we can do for you. Go ahead, sir.
All right, I purchased a 10.1-liter John Deere engine from Allstate Ag Parts, a remanufactured engine in August of 2018. And the warranty comes with a 90-day parts and labor warranty, plus just parts after 90 days for 1 full year. Now the tractor is sitting in the shop with a crack in a piston that's basically going to cost me about $6,500 to have fixed.
Now, Bill, so this crack in the cylinder happened after the 90 days, obviously. So
yes,
why are you upset if you're getting exactly? They are going to pay for the part of it, right? Because you said it's parts only after 90 days.
Correct.
Okay, so how long does that parts only warranty last?
1 year.
Okay,
so
and you're within that 1 year right now?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the problem if they're doing exactly what the warranty calls for?
Well, it costs money to get that to and from the field where it broke down at about $700. It costs about another $1,300 to have diagnostics.
But the warranty doesn't cover any of that.
But Bill, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but you kind of knew that, right? Are you saying, well, yeah, I knew it, but I never really expected it? I need to know your reasoning.
Well, the reasoning is this engine has less than 1,000 hours on it. For the year, it's ran about 6 months out of the year. It's not like in a semi-truck or something like that.
But when you, okay, no, and I get you. I get you. When you bought it, you knew it was a 90-day warranty, and then it was parts only up to a year. But when you knew that, and you knew you didn't drive it that much, did you think about asking them to amend the warranty or something? Or did you, I'm trying to think why. They're doing nothing wrong right now, that it's going to have consequential damages, meaning time off the field and all of that. I'm not trying to send you away empty-handed either, but I don't see how you were wronged in any way.
Well, I think they just they should have the liability on the front side of that cost.
For how long? For how long?
A full year. If the warranty's a year, it's a year. If that engine doesn't last past a year, I mean, you spend $15,000 on a tractor engine, and now you're in the shop.
Basically, what he's saying is this company sucks. He spent a lot of money on something that didn't last.
Right. But he knew that going in. I mean, okay, Bill, can we agree? How long should it last, if not a year? I'm just trying to get a reason here. I want to get your thinking on this. How long would it have lasted? That wouldn't generate a complaint from you? When would you have been, and I know we want everything to last forever, but what would have satisfied you? How long?
It's 3,000 to 4,000 hours on that engine.
Okay, so you would want something with a 3,000 to 4,000 hour warranty?
Yep.
Okay. Do you think you would have paid more for it if you got a 3,000 to 4,000 hour warranty?
You would have paid more for it, and I think the company would have backed it too.
Okay, so now, in this case, how many hours on it?
I have less than 1,000 hours on it.
Okay. So listen, this right now, you're asking for an exception, and a lot of people do, because you don't think, it sucks. But as far as the expense of getting it on and off the field, what do you mean by that?
Well, basically, the tractor had to be hauled with a big truck tractor on a trailer to the certified dealership that then diagnosed.
I know that. Mark has a motor home, and we talk about this all the time. Even though something is under warranty, sometimes it's a pain in the ass because he'll have to take off work or get it there, and it's sometimes cheaper for him to get it fixed out of warranty somewhere else. Right, Mark?
Absolutely.
Not because they won't honor it, but because of the convenience factor.
Or because of the time frame, yeah.
So, but what I'm trying to do, did you make an argument to this company that, hey, it didn't last long enough?
I made an argument. Basically, they said if it was a legitimate mechanical failure, they said they was going to stand behind that. And
stand behind what?
Stand behind the repairs.
Well, of course they're going to stand behind the repairs. I'm talking about the extra costs. Have you addressed that with them? I'll talk about that. I need to know what they said if you just flat out asked them. More coming up. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Talk about how you can help. I know how people feel, but God, that when they buy
that thing's 6 months, 7, 8 months out of warranty.
It's not like it's 8 days.
And people
no, it's crazy. Even if it was 8 days. I mean, how about if you called up and it was 1 day before the warranty expires and they go, yeah, but there's only 1 day left on the warranty.
Right.
You can't have it both ways.
No. I mean, if you still got a day going, it's covered.
No, that's exactly right.
And if it's a day over,
just like a day over,
I know. We all say that, but we feel differently sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Depends on what side you're on that warranty.
Yeah, it's not like you bought it at a, at a garage sale or something. He paid $15,000, so I understand. I'd be pretty damn ticked too.
That kind of money.
You got to wonder what happened though too. I mean, just a cracked piston. What causes that? Lack of lubrication? What causes that? How does a piston crack?
Sounds like a Sioux error.
I don't think I've ever seen a piston crack on a vehicle.
And I have put some serious vehicles through some crap, and I haven't even done that.
It's weird.
Is that the moonshining days?
Yeah, way back in the moonshining days.
Well, you're from Arkansas.
Well, that's right. We got to do something to make money down in the
She's a Bill and Hillary Clinton lover.
Oh, don't make me vomit in my mouth. I'm all for a woman president, just not that woman.
She didn't do very good.
No, she was not.
That whole FBI thing, people kind of forget that was going on.
You know the problem with the Clintons? They do things, and for the most part, if they would, let me give you the example. If Bill Clinton had gotten on national TV and said, "Look, I did have a sexual encounter with this woman, Ms. Lewinsky.
Yeah.
I have embarrassed my family. I've embarrassed myself. And I've embarrassed the country. And I ask you for your forgiveness."
You're right.
It
would have went away.
It went away, but he had to lie about it. He had to lie about it. And
but it was still pretty idiotic on the Republicans.
He lied under oath.
It doesn't matter. It was so idiotic for the Republicans to go after him for that.
It was, but
and he'll always be there.
It was idiotic. It was stupid. They were trying to do a gotcha moment. Bullshit.
Well, no, that's what politics has turned into all the time now, is who's got the next gotcha, and it's not reality anymore.
Who was the guy that had the crack and the $100,000 in his freezer? He was like a mayor or something.
Oh, you mean in Washington? Not Marion Barry.
Was that him?
Yeah. He was a mayor. He was the one who was in. They have like film with him in a hotel room with this woman, and they're doing crack.
They're doing blow.
Yeah.
And then got reelected.
Yeah, they knew he was a crackhead.
When he got out of jail, he was reelected.
Well, what's his name?
But I guess the devil you know.
Reverend Al Sharpton.
Sharpton.
He used to be a crackhead. He was a snitch with the FBI. He never got stitches.
Did he ever get stitches?
Give it a minute.
Must have friends.
I didn't know Jesse Jackson was friends with MLK. I had no idea.
He was there when he was shot.
Oh, he was there on the balcony.
I saw that video with him in there.
Jesse Jackson
was with MLK.
Much younger guy at the time.
And people said he used it for his own, to make him look good. He walked around the whole day. No one else did this. Covered with blood. The whole day. So he would get all the attention, as much attention as he could. And his son's in jail. And his son in prison?
I don't know.
He got convicted of something.
Hello.
Political.
See, that's why.
Yes, Nathan. What's happening?
I wish there was a black leader.
I think things would be different if he had left.
No, he did really good shit. I didn't read. I saw that document. It was really good.
He said, you guys are responsible for your lives.
I can't tell you how.
Don't believe me.
I'm not a hurry. I appreciate it so much.
Bring yourself up. Pull yourself up.
And a lot of the protests were extremely peaceful. And they actually got more done. Because he would tell them, listen, if we act stupid, we're going to come off stupid on the news. If we're there and we're just doing everything right, we're going to have our cause heard.
He was such a leader. He was a true leader. Martin Luther King.
MLK.
Nobody should have to pay for one size.
Almost kind of like what's his name from South Africa?
Mandela.
How about Gandhi?
Mutual.com for a customized quote, and you could save.
As long as he didn't put oil on his head and roll him all over.
Some hotness?
Somebody should give him a couple of cheeseburgers. Why do people care? The guy was just too thin.
About motive, if they get the shooter, he's dead.
Well, because they want to be able to stop it in the future. I mean, you should have to Everybody wants to know motives.
Right.
People need to know the why.
Yeah, was it racist? Was it
for a conviction? But I'm not sure what.
How about that Vegas one? That guy killed so many people and no one knows what the hell he did it for. Not a damn nothing.
People need to know the why.
He was a pilot. He had a nice house. What do you just wake up one day and literally change from reality?
Is that the guy with the bump?
The bump stop. Well, it's called what it was, a fucking machine gun.
How can you kill this process? 30338.
Just so randomly like that
Just
too.
pick them off.
It didn't matter who they were, man, female, old, young, anything.
And he knew, but he knew he was going to, he didn't just wake up because he sent his wife to Philippines while he did it, right?
Do you think that...
And sent her with a lot of dough.
Do you think that video games like Fortnite and movies and stuff do any desensitizing?
I do not.
I do.
Oh, desensitize.
Yes, that's what I think. Desensitize.
Right. That mindset anyway.
People can kill
it can push
and then
you
they think
over
they'll
the
wake
edge
up.
of it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it makes.
I'm not sure they believe they'll wake up, Dan. I'm just wondering.
No, it's...
Did you try some?
I don't know.
I took a little bite.
Does it make violence more
acceptable?
Because I mean, have a low carb.
I don't know.
I know, even though it's low
And
carb.
if it does, how about MAA fighting, MFA, whatever the fuck it's called, MMA? How about boxing? How about football? How about anything violent whatsoever?
Well, have they done
Everybody's
studies
loving
on
it, though.
I don't know.
No. But Mark, watching football and stuff is different than being in a Fortnite where you're shooting a football.
How about MMA then? Fuck football. How about MMA? What do you get out of that?
You're watching it.
Just like boxing. Boxing's been going on forever.
My mother used
Yeah, and fucking the guy that would float like a butterfly is fucking his brains half fucking gone.
Well, that's true.
So,
No, I'm not talking about
what's your
physical
point?
damage. But do you think when we see violence, do you know what?
Don't give me an analogy.
When I see violence, it doesn't.
Don't make me give an analogy.
I don't think it desensitizes me. When I see the most gross violence, I think how disgusting. And when I see somebody get hurt even minor way, I go, ooh.
You grew up in a different world, Tom.
No.
You grew up in a different world.
No, I'm saying even now, though, the violence I see on, like this Tarantino movie, God almighty.
Is that violent?
Toward the end.
You know, my favorite movie he ever did was the...
we're actually going on Friday night. But I haven't seen it yet.
He was a slave trader. It was about a slave trader. It had DiCaprio in it, too.
Wow.
Roots. Shut up. What was the one where he was a slave trader? It was a Tarantino movie.
Django Unchained.
Django Unchained. Fuck, that movie was great.
God, I've never seen it.
God, that movie was so fucking violent.
Tarantino's very stylistic.
Pulp Fiction rocks.
But the way
best movie ever.
I agree.
The way he styles the movie.
I like when they hit a bump and he blows that kid's head off in the back seat. He's like, oh shit, damn it.
That's their portraits, though. All the frames.
The cleaner.
You ever notice on how pretty they are?
Great actor. What's his name?
Chris.
Is the
I think Pulp Fiction was great.
Pulp Fiction. Travolta did such a good job of that.
Love him.
I forgot he could dance.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Renew Home Innovations. If you're looking for the most beautiful shower in the world, Renew Home Innovations, they do Kohler products. And did you know Kohler actually makes wall systems called Serica, and they're ground up composite stone. So you get all the benefits of stone, the beauty, but none of the disadvantages. You don't have to seal it, and you don't even have to caulk ever, because the caulking is protected by this rounded molding. Oh, it's beautiful. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Not just that, but they do the whole bathroom. I love these guys. 303-904-2000. So we have our guest today, David Salisbury, attorney at law, talking about wills, probate, trusts. If you have any comments on that, help us. And then we are live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and we stream, and we also have podcasts. Some lady wrote to us, and I realized it could be a little jarring if you look at the podcast and don't listen to everything in between. Sometimes we put photos up on the feed that are explained during the break, because we figure if you're listening online, you know why they're up. And there was a picture of a woman bound and gagged. But it was during a discussion we had off the air, about a woman who was missing for a year, and her picture pops up on a Polaroid. It's actually a Polaroid in a parking lot
in like a grocery store. It's a horrible story.
Yeah.
Still missing till this day.
Yeah. So that's what that was about. And really, those who listen online are a completely different audience. We have such a big online audience. We do a lot of talking in between on the breaks. Bill, you got a comment on political talk. I said earlier in the show today, I'd be the most boring political host in the world because I just, honest to God, look at reason and I'm tired. I'm tired of extremes one way or the other. You have an observation or a comment, and I'm not going to repeat all my comments. So go ahead, just make your
No, I wanted to say your mini lecture on political views was not boring, but it was misguided.
In what way, sir?
You can't walk down the middle and totally be moderate on every issue or politician.
There's absolutely no way you can be.
I think Mark was almost pointing that out at one point where you were really trying to draw the middle line on...
Bill, I'm not drawing a middle line at all. I never said that. I'm not a middle liner. Not at all. I said I'm passionate, but it's not consistent in the package. It's not a consistent liberal message or a consistent conservative message. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate. For example, about personal rights and love and honor and respect for people, no matter who or what they are, no matter how they live. That's one thing that I'm passionate about. But at the same time, I'm passionate about other things that might be conceived as more conservative. I don't. The point I was making is people take a platform usually, and they do everything they can to fit within that platform.
You are very conservative. You are, Tom. You're very conservative.
I don't think I am, but
especially fiscally, you are.
Well, yeah. Okay, so Bill, I understand that you can't.
That's reasonable.
You can't be mediocre. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, and I think it came off to me, and I listened to the whole thing, and I felt that you were trying to walk right down the middle on.
There's nothing I'm walking down the middle on.
For a kidnapper, you would be 100% against that lifestyle.
Name one issue.
Example.
Name one issue that I was in the middle of the road on.
Well, I felt that you patronized the Obama administration right down the middle. You weren't.
No, I said
extreme view on that.
He did no. That's because I think he did some really good things, and I think he did some really bonehead things. And I don't like his whole attitude about. Okay, I don't like the attitude, the more mealy mouse kind of attitude toward America, but I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to not put America first, not because he doesn't love America, but he was trying to say, in a world where we all have to live together, we can't put one ahead of another. I understand what he meant. I don't like it, and I understand what he meant. So there's nothing, you call it middle of the road. Okay, call it whatever you want. It's not middle of the road. I'm acknowledging he didn't do all good and he didn't do all bad. I'd be disingenuous if I did one or the other. So what you call middle, I call truth. Doyle, what's going on with you? Doyle?
Well, Tom, I own some rental property within my IRA in Seminole, Oklahoma, and it's been declared, the properties on it, the garage and the building have been declared worthless. The value of the land itself is $834.
Now, wait a minute. How has it been declared worthless? Who declared it? First, I have to ask a couple questions. Is it in a REIT, a real estate investment trust, or is it an individual property for which you have 100% deeded right?
It is in a property that I have 100% control of within my IRA, and it's been declared zero by the county of Seminole, Oklahoma. And
gotcha.
I've received, and the buildings are worthless. I don't have a doubt about that. And
were you actually receiving rent?
I had been, yes, but I haven't for like 2 years.
Why? Was it vacant?
Yes.
Is it a blight?
Yes, I've received some fines on it. So, yes, it is a blight by the county of Seminole.
All right. What do you need?
Well, I was just wondering if I'm liable for the fines that I keep receiving and how to get it out
Oh, okay, I understand what you're saying. How do you undo this mess? Doyle, here's the deal. I'm not going to give you legal advice on that because I'm not sure. Because here's why. In a pure sense, if you own the property, which you do, even though it's in your IRA, you own it, okay? The IRA is not a trust. And it's in your IRA, and it has an independent administrator. It should have, if you're doing it correctly. Who's the administrator?
Yes,
Who's the administrator?
New Directions.
Okay. So therefore, you are ultimately responsible, or your IRA is, meaning that if you get fined $100,000, they could go after your IRA or you. So I don't know what you're asking. How do you get it out of your IRA? It's very simple. You make a withdrawal, and it has no value. So if you can truly establish it has no value, it would be as if you put something in there, and it doesn't have a value. Some people would argue you're going to be taxed on the amount, the basis, because you took it back out, even though it has no value now. Others will argue that it won't have any effect on you because you're not going to pay a penalty or income tax because what you're taking out is worth nothing, much like it would be a stock, for example. You wouldn't pay if it's not worth anything. But we have to check with our accountant to be sure, unless you have a comment. David, you do a lot of this work. David Salisbury.
Well, one comment I want to make is generally, and I don't know what the laws are in Oklahoma, but your IRA in this state,
that's federal anyway.
They can't go after it.
Well,
creditors can't go after
it,
other than the IRS.
Right. And generally the IRS won't either.
No, they
David.
generally won't. So, I've never even thought about someone suing an IRA under these circumstances.
Right.
But
theoretically, I think they could.
But I agree with Tom. If you take something out of it and it's
no value,
worthless, it has absolutely no value. I don't see where there's going to be a tax that'll be.
If you have that trustee deed it to you, or sell it for $1 or fair mark to you, that's an arm's length transaction, and it comes back to you. Do what you want with it. What do you want to do with it?
Well, what I'd like to ultimately do is, my goal is to not own it due to so I don't have to pay or continue to pay the fines that the county of Seminole will continue to levy against it, and I've talked to them, and they said that would definitely happen.
Did they say they want it? Could you deed it to them?
I didn't ask that question.
How much land is it?
It's been declared worth $834.
How much land is it?
Like acreage?
2 lots.
Huh?
It's 2 lots.
2 lots, and what size are those lots? Approximately.
Probably.
Are they an acre? Are they a half acre? Are they a quarter acre? Are they a tenth of an acre? Approximately.
Probably about a quarter of an acre.
Both of them together?
Correct.
And why is this area so bad? Is it downtown? Is it rural? Where is it?
God, you should look at it online. It looks like a hellhole, honestly.
What is it called, Mark?
Seminole.
Seminole, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Right, and the address is 606 Jefferson Street.
Okay, let's find it.
Tom,
yes.
Why doesn't he just let the taxes will go to a point where the county will take it? So let the county take it.
They don't actually have to take it.
Well, they don't have to. You're
606 what?
Jefferson Street.
Okay. I don't know. Why the hell did you buy it?
It's just a rundown old place.
Why did you buy it? I'm just curious.
I made a mistake.
Oh, my God. Does anyone live...
I went by the value or the condition that the owner said it was in. I couldn't find anybody in Seminole to go take a look at it. After I'd purchased it, I found a former real estate investor and land appraiser that actually did, and he had to actually break in a window.
Is it paid for?
Yes, I own it 100%.
I think I can actually see a guy making meth in it in this picture.
I would. Listen, is anyone living in it?
At the time, it had been the guy thought.
Is anyone living in it now?
No, and nobody has for the last 2 years.
Here's what I would do. I would find a homeless person and deed it to them. That's what I would do.
Not bad. Sell it to them.
A quit claim deed to a homeless person for $1. And I would front him the $1. And I'm not kidding. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding.
Hey, Tom, he originally called me for an attorney referral. If this is in Oklahoma and he decided to get an attorney, wouldn't he have to do that in Oklahoma?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. But I would definitely, I would get rid of it. I would quit claim it. Really. I'm not kidding, by the way. To someone who has nothing to lose and wants to live somewhere, it beats living under a bridge.
And they get a free house.
I'm not kidding at all, even if they never turn on a utility. Do you have utilities there?
Yes.
Are they turned on?
Yes.
Okay.
I did have an individual that was looking at purchasing it. He actually owns rental property there in Seminole, but it never materialized. So maybe he would be willing to buy it for $1.
Okay. Then if not that, get a homeless person.
This report is sponsored by Exxon and Mobil's new Synergy.
A homeless person.
Like that.
A homeless person. Oh, why would he do it?
Yeah. And he could have Googled it.
I mean, we all sat here and Googled it.
Okay.
You want a vacation house, David?
Let's see, no.
He'll sell it to you for $1.
Seminole, Oklahoma. God, what a hellhole. Oklahoma's got more hellholes like that than any other state.
Do you have any knowledge of that firsthand?
Yeah, I lived in fucking Broken Arrow. We had towns around us like Coweta. There's like 4 people, man.
4 people.
It's just fucking a hellhole. Oklahoma's a hellhole.
So you didn't enjoy your time there?
Oh, I hated it there. Hated Oklahoma.
You met your lovely wife there.
Katy Perry's in big trouble.
What'd she do?
She plagiarized a song.
Wow. No big deal.
It's
a religious song.
You gonna do a commercial?
DenverEgressWindow.com. DenverEgressWindow.com. The people that I know for window wells, that's what they're called, window wells. Now, if you have an old one that's junky and crappy, they will rebuild it. They specialize in this. Now, they can put brand new ones in where ones do not exist. They do the best job. They make them beautiful and safe and durable. 720-626-4221. 720-626-4221. I'm sorry, I realize that, but we can just switch it, right? Okay. I had him out of my lineup.
Pretty nice, you know, where you get the rolling hills and stuff. No?
I didn't see any place in Oklahoma that was nice.
So what are you going to put there?
Call online trading.
What do you want to put there, Centeno?
Financial educator that I personally.
Oh, I screwed you up.
You
need another. Oh, it's noon. It won't matter that much. But I screwed you up in time because it was a 60. I did a 30.
That's okay because location.
I guess Oklahoma City.
Okay, so which one do you want me to do at the 45 break?
Make the choice. They want to help you make the right choice.
We'd go to a track out there that was fun called Remington Park. That was a nice
whether
area.
Insurance pays, how insurance pays, what's involved, how long it is, what signs do I look for, what is recovery, are there medications involved, what do I do about approaching the addict in my life? Anything you want to ask, what starts an addiction, how do you know there is an addiction, any question you have, and it's complimentary.
I hated Oklahoma.
720-730.
Miserable.
You're saying Tulsa's a bad? I thought Tulsa was a nice area.
Hey, let me tell you.
Wait, doesn't
people there love
Warren
it,
Buffett
so.
live there? Does Warren Buffett live there?
Warren Buffett was Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska.
But buddy, I think he lives in L.A. Really.
Garth Brooks. He owns like half Oklahoma, or owns a shitload of it.
Why is Oklahoma such a shithole?
Because there's nothing going on there. There's no money. There's no industry.
The oil's
other than the
dead.
oil and gas business, there's nothing there. But I went to Oklahoma City one time.
And the refineries
and I
are
mean,
so old and just nasty.
I don't know.
Would that be the shittiest state in the union to live?
I'd say New Mexico's up there.
No, New Mexico has some beautiful
What are you
places.
talking
It's got
about?
Santa Fe. Albuquerque's
scenery?
a fucking gang-infested nightmare.
What?
Albuquerque.
Oh,
what about Las Cruces?
It's horrible. There's drugs everywhere.
And the cops have been investigated numerous times for stuff.
New Mexico's corrupt. It's just shit, man.
I wouldn't live in Oklahoma now.
No way.
I wouldn't want to live in Alabama either.
I would say Oklahoma. What do you think the medium house price is?
The median?
Yeah.
We were just saying Louisiana.
Let's see. Equal number above and below. I would say.
Oh, well?
150.
New Orleans is.
Oh, I'm going to guess you're so far off, but I don't know yet.
Today,
not
I
average,
never
median.
build a city there.
Median income?
Median home value.
You call them shitholes and stuff, but man, look at the rest of the world.
See, this breaks it down to Oklahoma City. It's 130. Tulsa, it's 120.
What's 120?
The
median home value.
Home value.
Seriously, I was told Tulsa was actually pretty nice.
One of my best friends lives out there, and he loves it. He's lived there. Fuck, you met Tommy before. He's been in. He's an old guy. He ain't moving. He loves Oklahoma. But he's also got a ton of money. You got a ton of money in Oklahoma. You fucking own the,
You can live wherever.
You can own these little towns.
Yeah.
I just would never like that way of life.
Yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't like right where I grew up either.
No, I
Tom
wouldn't.
Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-7.
I don't see you still there.
Do we have anybody new up here? This is David. David purchased a new vehicle. What's happening, David?
Used car from a car dealer, and I got a note from the county to get my plate.
Yes, sir.
And they told me taxable value is $18,000 on the car, and the car's not worth that.
What did you pay for
How
it?
do I judge that? $2,200.
Okay,
here, 05 Mustang.
Now, here's the deal, David. The reason they do taxable value is because of the nonsense people did with the dollar transfer, so they pay less ownership tax or use tax or sales tax, either one. Everything's based on use, sales. Now, with an actual use tax, you're going to pay the value. It doesn't matter. Registration fees and use tax if they have one. Sales tax, you could get adjusted for an actual sale that they deem to be realistic. But it will not be, it will not be on your other taxes. You have to understand something. For use tax, which means just for having it, you're taxed yearly, or inventory tax, or registration fees, anything based on value when they tax you. A use tax technically is not a sales tax. It's a value tax. That's all it is.
I'll tell you how bad
it is. If it is a use or registration, it'll be based on actual value they deem. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of crap. When it comes to the sales tax, you can get that adjusted, but that's only a one-time tax. Go ahead, Mark.
There could be, for example, a bus that retails or the list price is $250,000.
An RV?
An RV. You might actually pay $130,000 for it. They still get that value when you register it off that $250,000, no matter what.
And still use tax as well. But
does it depreciate by years?
Yes, yes. Use taxes go down every year, just like yes, and registration taxes go down even if it's a collector's item. So that's where it helps you. Use taxes are based on what's called actual cash value, but your sales tax is based on the sales transaction. Except when they
I purchased price.
Yes, unless they deem that to be it to be phony baloney.
So what he's telling you is it is what it is. You're going to be paying it.
So which tax? You talk about this taxable value. That's for your use tax because you don't pay sales tax every year. So what are they? Is this your yearly tax you're talking about? Your registration fee?
Yeah, my initial registration fee. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's right.
Plate.
And then the following year, it'll go down.
A little.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
but do I judge it off my purchase price or do I
No, that's value, sir.
Value?
It's not a sales tax. There's a difference. Okay. There's a difference, okay?
Okay.
The sales tax is the sale of the vehicle, and that you pay separately. People think they're the same. They're not. They're all different. You pay a sales tax and you pay a registration fee. In some states, you also pay an additional use tax.
You probably already paid your sales tax when you purchased the vehicle, man.
Yes, I did to them. That's why what I was wondering is where the difference is because there's no way I could ever have that. I couldn't resell that car for 18
David,
grand right now.
you just heard what I said, though. It's not a sales tax.
Yes, I
right?
did.
So it doesn't matter what you sell it for. When you sell it, they're going to pay sales tax based on what they bought it for.
That's why you hear some people, they'll register their expensive toys in different states.
And they do that, and that's totally illegal. Michael, what's happening? Michael.
Yeah, Tom, I was just trying to see if you have resources available that I can contact in regards for a place for my father to live.
Tell me what's happening.
He's in assisted living now.
Yeah.
His memory's starting to go, and eventually he's going to need memory care.
Okay, and he's a veteran?
From Vietnam.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And what about Social Security?
He gets Social Security, and he has his pension.
And Medicare?
It's not, well, he has Medicare, but once he gets to the memory care portion, then he's not going to be able to afford with what he has to pay for the facilities, what we found so far. And because he served from 58 to 64, and yet they didn't declare war until October of 64, and he was out in June, they say he's not eligible for any military benefits.
Now, hold on. So veterans only get military benefits if they go to war?
They said if you serve during wartime, you're eligible. They have
I didn't know that.
Kind of that you, and he would be eligible for up to $1,800 a month.
Hold on. If you're in the military during wartime, even if you're not deployed, do you still get a benefit?
I don't think so.
Only if you're. See, I'm guessing. Are you guessing? Because I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Well, I'm thinking of my dad. He doesn't have any VA benefits, and he was in during NAM, but he was never in NAM.
And he doesn't get the benefits. Maybe he hasn't availed himself to them, Mark.
That's true. Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, Suzanne, don't we have somebody who knows a lot about veteran stuff? Could we get him on the phone?
Well, I can't get him on the phone, but I can put him in touch with him.
Okay. He won't come on the air. Okay, because he's insider. He's an insider.
He's incognito.
No, we can help probably get your answers, Michael, for your dad. What are you looking for? Just a way your dad can get his higher level of care?
Well, once he needs his next level of care, his pension plus his Social Security isn't going to pay for it.
But what if he was on
making enough?
What if he was on Medicaid?
Well, they say once he's on Medicaid that he would have to get a doctor's assessment saying yes, he needs to be in an assisted living memory care portion, but then the length of process of that seems so long.
But if you started it now, I mean, if Medicaid
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
If Medicaid is available, let's talk to Integra. Integra Insurance might have some answers. They are our health care insurance kind of people that know a lot about this. They really do. 303-713-TALK. So David Salisbury, when he's not here, it's really important you know, because people have been asking online. He's on our referral list at referrallist.com. If you simply search in our referral list, David, it'll come up. Or you can call him at 720-493-3911. And our extraordinary bakery today. WaveTheGrain.com. They're on South Holly. But you should just go Wave the Grain, W-A-V-E, thegrain.com. We've never had more good stuff. I mean, it's gluten-free. And then low carb in some sections, and other sections are dairy-free. And they cater really to some select dietary restrictions, and you don't have to really waive any taste. WaveTheGrain.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Dan Kaplis at 4. More with Tom
Wave the
Martino
Grain,
coming up.
not the taste.
There you go.
Okay, I got Centeno.
The
No,
show is
listen.
sponsored by Exxon and Mobil's
Relax.
Green Plus Premium Gasoline.
Are you grumping?
Lots of problem spots to watch out for when you drive across town. There's yet another crash.
Okay, so basically it says must have served 24 continuous months or for the full period for which they were called to active duty in order to be eligible.
So it doesn't say at wartime or anything like that.
I-25, right?
Entered into active duty. Must have served 24 continuous months.
That's it? Period?
They have a general or honorable discharge.
Yeah.
There is an extra benefit for wartime.
Behind near 96 right now.
I think that's what I'm looking at, right.
There is an
Combat
extra
veteran.
benefit for wartime.
What is technically active duty? Just being in?
Being in.
Deploy.
Well, but you know, we sent a bunch
See, that's what I thought, deployed, but not just being in.
No. You don't have to be deployed.
So they didn't
Wait,
just earn
I
time.
wouldn't think until
Hold
that.
on.
And you can see the government.
Fix It 24/7. Sorry, I love all of them. Fix It 24/7 is the place to call for free second opinions right now. Free second opinions. George tells me, the owner, that 90% of the time he goes in and the diagnosis is wrong. That means you may be told you need expensive work done on AC, maybe a replacement, or on your furnace, or on your water heater, or whatever. They're going to do free second opinions. He says there are a slew of bad contractors out there, and he wants to take a shot at your business. Let's face it, if you have a good diagnosis at a good price, they have no choice but to tell you that. But what if you need way less than they tell you? What if you can get something way better? 720-526-3939. And that is called Fix It 24/7. I know this company, I trust this company, I use this company. FixMyHome.com. 720-526-3939.
Rex wants you to feel safe with your home purchase. This is why all homes purchased with Rex come
Katy Perry.
That's 30 days after close.
So she was found, the jury said she improperly copied.
What song was it?
Dark Horse.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds racist.
As a result, she will have to pay damages.
I would have thought you were going to ask her about that guy's car. They said it's $18,000, you paid $2,200.
It's now in the penalty phase.
I almost fell over when I had to fucking got tags for that bus, man. Fuck, I couldn't believe it.
What's that, Mark?
When I had to register that RV, man, I couldn't fucking believe they were going off of MSRP.
How much?
Drove me crazy. It was over 200. And I'm like, here's my fucking receipt.
Tom, you're playing something.
People have asked me, Tom, where do you get
What were you
BioT?
playing?
They've heard me talk about BioT. BioT is really a way to
I get why they do it though, because people walk in there and go, oh, I just bought.
I stopped. I think I stopped it. Did I?
It was still playing. I turned it off over here.
I'm sorry. Yeah, keep it off. I'm sorry. I have to keep that in mind. I really like that you keep it up though, because I love the sound of it.
Did you read about that Trimex?
Everything by blood testing. 720-361-2302.
Injectables for ED.
I know you do this. The pellet therapy.
Is that what that guy
does? Oh God, I was just reading about it.
Is that what the guy does?
Yeah, that's the main deal.
What is it?
Brothers, cool guys,
It's
Tell me you don't inject it into your own.
You have to inject your own penis.
Well, I don't know. I ain't injecting it for anybody.
Mark. Why is it a shot?
I think it's like 3 medications why they call it Trimex.
In one shot.
I think in one shot.
Where do you inject your penis?
I don't know, man.
I couldn't do it.
I was reading the side effects. It
I
said
think
red
that would
penis.
be anti.
No shit.
If you have to do that to make it work, and then it would not.
I met with Superior Solutions.
Bleeding or bruising at the site of injection, unusual discharge, pain in the penis.
Wait a minute. No long-term commitment. No contracts.
I'm just saying I can't imagine taking a needle and doing that in any fucking world.
That's what I don't understand. I mean, I inject myself with some peptides now and then.
Not there.
But in the stomach or butt, I could never. I mean, I can't even think of a place where I could do that and feel it would hurt, right? Like a lot.
I don't even have that equipment, and I'm cringing.
That's unbelievable.
And I give myself shots every week. No, I couldn't do it. I'm not there.
No, it's just so.
Not there.
But Mark, does that mean though? But listen, if it's an ethical and it's a true medical treatment, these are doctors. This is not a.
Hey, I don't think there's any. If it helps people, that's fucking great.
It's not one of these low T clinics, that just bam,
whatever.
no matter who you are, you get testosterone. I mean,
here's where you shoot it. I found a picture.
Let me see, Mark. Send me.
Holy shit!
Let me see. Let me see it. You see though. They have. Oh no.
I know.
Literally in.
Mine's much bigger.
Like literally in.
Oh, look, that's
Oh,
the
no.
deal.
Oh, no, I did not do that.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh,
I
my
couldn't do that
God.
to the man I loved. I could not do that.
I don't think any... Why can't they shoot it in their arm is all I'm asking. Why such a direct delivery?
Is this in the tip? Why would you use anyone else?
This looks like mid. Yeah, halfway down.
I get complaints on my radio show over and over about roofers. Why would they even show?
I can't wait to hear your 60-second commercial on it.
Cancellation fees.
You have to do a 60-second.
It's not as bad as it looks.
Now, why are they doing this? What's this for?
It'll be worth it, I swear.
Some people only react to this. The blue pills don't work or whatever.
Are they going into the...
Well, they sure don't do this for shits and giggles.
Are you going right into the urethra?
No.
You wouldn't believe what people do.
Listen, guys. We should. Our heart
be
love
shitting.
people.
No
truly.
I know, that sucks.
I mean, or you just give it up.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK. John Jones is from Integra Insurance. And I just want to ask some questions, John, in general, if you know this, because you're in the health insurance space. First of all, VA benefits for medical. Do all vets get that, John? Are you there, John?
Yeah, I'm here, Tom.
Yeah.
Yes, a person that, if he's a vet, should be able to get VA benefits, yes.
Now, some opt for just private insurance anyway, or Medicare, right?
Do what now, Tom, your question?
Some people opt for Medicare or private insurance, right? You don't,
Yeah, that's correct.
But there is VA available if you need it. But what about if you need memory care? Let's say you're homebound and you're going to need a nursing home or some memory care home, assisted living. What happens then? Do you know a VA that covers that, or does Medicaid cover that?
I do not know if VA covers that. Medicaid, I would think, and once again, I'd have to do some research on that one. Would cover that. Home allowance for something like that,
or a home.
But is this particular person that called in? Is she
let's find out. It's he.
Is the person on Medicare and on Medicaid?
Let's find out. Michael.
Yes, sir.
You're calling about your dad, right?
Correct.
How old is he?
He's 81.
And he's at home now or in a home?
He's in an assisted living. It's like an apartment. They feed him and they keep his apartment.
And you fear he will soon need memory care as well, like a full-blown nursing home setting?
Correct.
So that's it, John. If he needed
Is he on Medicaid then right now?
No.
Assisted living, is Medicaid paying for everything?
No. He's not on Medicaid.
Who is paying for it?
Who is paying for it, Michael?
He is with, I say we are, with his Social Security and his pension. But it's just barely covering the cost of his living.
John?
I'm still here, Tom.
Do you think,
do this, sir?
What would someone in this, a guy who's a veteran, a guy who's got a pension, a guy who's, elderly, would he be eligible for anything else you can think of? Just Medicaid if he qualifies. So you would have to see if he qualifies for Medicaid based on income.
It's all based on income, on what he's going to be paid for on Medicaid. That is correct. So what the vets are doing for him, has Mike ever gone to the vets to actually chat with them directly to see if there's any type of benefits that he might receive?
Michael?
Yeah, we did talk to him, and they said even though he served from 58 to 64, Congress didn't declare war until October of 64. He was out in June, so because he was not a vet during wartime, he is not eligible for any housing assistance benefit.
Okay, he would be, that makes sense. He would be eligible for VA, but not housing assistance benefits. So, John, as far as Medicaid, he could be eligible for Medicaid, and you've helped people through that hurdle.
Tom, well, we've helped people through that hurdle. Remember, on the health insurance side, is medical assistance through Medicaid. not all the benefits that Medicaid might have to offer.
Okay.
So if I may ask Michael, have you actually been down to the Health and Human Services office?
No, they've never tried Medicaid. No, they haven't tried yet.
No,
I
because
think I
they
would
say
go
he
in
makes
that
too much.
direction.
Michael, another question I have for you, Michael, or John Jones, Integra Insurance. At what point is it too late to apply for long-term health, nursing home care? Not care, insurance. You know what I mean, long-term insurance.
Well, obviously, if he's got medical conditions, he's probably going to be declined.
Right. So they do go by pre-existing conditions when it comes to that stuff, right?
Sure.
Otherwise, people would just wait
Age
until...
81, his premiums would be so darn high.
Hey, John, if he does not qualify for Medicaid right now because of his income, let's say that pension is what pushes him over, David Salisbury, could he put that pension right now into some form of an irrevocable trust? Thank you, Tom.
No, you couldn't, because it's
continuing. It's recurring.
It's recurring, and it's an individual benefit, not a benefit you could do that with, unfortunately.
It looks like, Michael, really, Medicaid is the only option, but you're saying Medicaid already turned him down?
Well, when we talked to him, they said that he makes too much right now.
That's what it is, yes, he makes too much. And that's the pension. How much does he make on the pension?
Between his pension and Social Security, he's at $2,700 a month.
That's not exactly a ton of money. He's at $2,700.
No.
Okay.
That's a bad place.
So, but I thought Medicare, if you pay that you are I don't know. Hold on a sec. Dave said he might have some information. Dave, go ahead. What information do you have, sir?
Hi, Tom. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
All right. I've helped over 100 wartime veterans and their surviving spouse qualify and receive the benefit for long-term care.
How?
It's called an aid and attendance benefit.
Yeah.
And it's specifically for wartime veterans.
He's not wartime.
Well, the only caveat to that particular case is if Michael's dad served in country in Vietnam during the 60 to 64 period as kind of an advisor role. If he was in country, then he would qualify for the benefit.
You mean in the United States in country or in Vietnam?
In Vietnam.
No, he wasn't. Isn't that right, Michael?
Yeah, he was Navy.
And he wasn't in country.
That's exactly like my dad.
Okay, so...
Right.
But on another topic, and again, Michael, we'll try to hook you up with somebody we know at Veterans Administration that you can talk to. But, Dave, since you're on, you have helped those who were, during wartime, get that long-term benefit. Is that right?
That's correct.
Do you do this through a business? Do you have a business doing this?
Well, it was part of my financial practice, and I used to give seminars up and down the Front Range. I'm in Connecticut now, but I used to give seminars up and down the Front Range at assisted living communities.
Yes.
And through that, I helped, like I said, over 100 wartime veterans and surviving spouses get this benefit with a 100% success rate.
Now, why did so many people have trouble getting the benefit to begin with?
They didn't have trouble getting it. The problem was the VA didn't tell people about this.
All right, here's what we need to do sometime when we have some more time. I'd love to get him on, even if by phone, to talk about specifically, maybe when we do a show for veterans, we do that every now and then. Let's do that. Have him on the phone to explain long-time or long-term benefits and what it takes to qualify and apply.
This report is sponsored by Exxon and Mobil's new Synergy.
You had your leg blown off or something. They would only handle that, though. You're not going to go in there for a cough if it's not related to your leg.
Saturday, Sunday, 8 to 4. Monday's the only day we're closed. And I brought some reviews, so it's got all that stuff.
See, my dad doesn't get it.
I'll bet you get sugar in the highway. need too.
I'm telling you, I have people
And then
that come from all
your
over.
dad
You should have seen the graduation cake
I
we
didn't
did this
realize.
year. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but he was never in, like,
full
he,
sheet
literally,
cake,
his story is that
20,
he was in the
it
Navy,
was crazy.
and he was in during Nam, but he never got off the ship. He was never in the country. They were completely a supporting role doing whatever they did. They weren't even close.
It's premium.
I think he
It's so premium. Fill up today.
I don't know.
But the wartime.
He's
like,
like,
hey, guys.
He loves his Medicare.
Centeno Schultz, Living Stem Cell Therapy. Dr. Chris Centeno was the first one to employ living stem cells in a clinical setting for humans after watching the success they had on veterinarian clinics. So here's the deal. If you want one of the pioneers of stem cell therapy with records to show when it works best and when it doesn't, Centeno Schultz. In fact, they have other therapies available for many of their patients. They are MDs, and they have true living stem cell treatment, unlike the phony balonies who have so-called stem cells shipped in, which is impossible under the current climate. So if you want true living stem cell therapy, get the stemcellexperts.com. Find out about their weekly seminars where you can get your ultrasound done. They'll read your MRIs. 303-963-9201. 963-9201.
Family was devastated when my brother lost over $1 million in the crash of 2005. My name is Ethan.
What's that?
This crash devastated my family.
That's why I say Bush is the worst president since
To make matters worse, Dad had already retired. I was determined to find a better way, and luckily, after 5 long years of research, I did. I don't want your family to suffer through
Can you
the
imagine without those two wars?
Today I'm giving
We would
you a
have
free
no
copy
debt.
of my best-selling book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street.
Yeah, we
I
would.
reveal the strategies I discovered where the
They
wealth
spend
of
money.
funds
You kidding? You don't
in the
have to
stock
give them
market.
anything to spend money on.
That's true.
Tax-free cash flow in
God bless
retirement. If you're concerned about losing
We might have a cool hotel on the moon or something, though.
Wealth Beyond Wall Street now at 1-800-493-17.
But they wouldn't have those little tiny bottles of shampoo.
Talk with a specialist.
Nor would they have the big clock that shows how much the debt's going up every
Try
day.
it again, Mark. One more time for the home team.
You want to bet lunch? Come on, lunch? You want to do it or not, bro?
You can't make that.
Lunch?
No. If you can't do that,
Lunch?
no.
He said no.
It's so easy.
Wait, lunch?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, you said
no. Lunch!
You can't. I get tired of it too, Tom.
And Marky's not going to let you supersize, so.
I don't eat lunch.
Oh, that's right.
I now give you Tom's lunch.
So when do you, so you only eat after 4, so what time do you eat?
It just depends. Like yesterday, I think I ate like 5:30.
I do that 95% of the time too. I just eat and eat.
Intermittent fasting.
It's really good.
I've been doing it almost a year and a half now.
It's really, but here's the key though, you don't want to overeat when you eat, even protein.
The only time I tend to do that, and I really don't do it, but compared to what I usually eat, if I'm coming off a 3-day fast. Okay, last week I came off a 3-day. I had 2 quarter-pound hamburger patties. I had probably 6 strips of bacon.
That's not bad.
A shitload of cheese.
Yeah, still not bad.
No, it was very carbless, but it's a lot of food.
And here's the deal, man.
After not eating for 3 days, it's a lot of fun.
After not eating for 3 days.
I'm just not religious about it. I just, like today, you know.
You slacked a little, but where he gets me, he's religious on his regimen. He works out twice a week for X amount of hours.
3 or 4.
You're religious on that.
Yeah,
I got to work on that.
Well, you guys do that handball thing. So I started doing more. You know, at my age, muscle building is the most important because we atrophy.
Plus, that stretches the cardio.
So stretching is number 1, and muscle building is number 2 for our age. But then I started doing aerobic because I have no endurance.
Well, that's good for stretching, though, the aerobic.
Yeah, but I don't have endurance. Like, if I run up these 4 flights of stairs, you would think, now, I'm not unhealthy. You would think I'm having a heart attack.
What do you make of that, Tom?
I've never had really good endurance, and now it's worse. Now listen, when I did a treadmill, they say, oh my God, but my heart was still perfect, and the ejection, whatever they call it, factor was good. Ejection factor. But, and it's not enlarged.
Still thinking of those needles.
But I just go I'm like,
Why don't you just ride a stationary bike or a lift?
I do that.
Yeah. Or a lift.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, Yvette. I'm sorry we had trouble hooking up before. Tell me what's going on, Yvette.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm just calling because somebody just recommended that I give your.
Well, I'm happy people recommend us all the time, and I wish that people would just tune in even when they don't have a problem to prevent problems. But why don't you sum up your problem? I'll give you 30 seconds, and then we'll ask you some questions. Go ahead, ma'am.
All right. We hired a contractor out on our property to build what I call a super garage. It's a detached garage, the larger one, and we paid him like $20,000 up front as he requested. And he's basically, we had a lot of fallouts because he was trying to be controlling and telling us what we should do and not do on the property and not doing what we had requested. And after several instances and me finding out he wasn't straight up, I said, that's it. We're going to stop the project right now.
When did you sign the contract?
It was signed on June 19th.
Okay, hold on. On June 19th, did you put down the $20,000 then?
Yes, we sure did.
Okay, had you listened, you would know. We never, of course, it doesn't help you now, but we never recommend money up front like that. But did you, even though you had a bad time, I need to know, did you get anything of value, either building or services?
Yes, we did.
About how much would you put on that? In an honest assessment.
An inspector came out today from Lakewood and said he's done $4,000 of work. The rest is owed.
Now, listen, this is serious. And then you wanted to just cut bait? Did you want money back? How did you want to leave it?
I want to settle. We want our money back so we can pursue our...
Does he acknowledge he owes you anything, or does he think he's done more than enough?
He hasn't even responded to our messages. I offered some type of settlement with him, and I told him we're going to take this to the next level, which is legal. And he hasn't responded at all. I said, you still owe us money, and you better pay us back. And we haven't.
Well, listen, it's more than that, Yvette. It can be criminal.
Terrible.
It can be criminal.
Yes, I agree.
Well, whether you agree or not, there's something called the Contractors Trust Act, which says when you take money for a job, it must be held in trust for that job and cannot be commingled with other funds. You can, and it becomes criminal. What jurisdiction are you in?
We're in Lakewood in Jefferson County.
All right. Not as good as if you were in, like, Douglas with an aggressive DA, but it's not bad. The next question, this money, you say he only did $4,000 worth of work. If I was to ask him, would he say he is done? Would he say he's partly done? What would he say to you?
He'd say he stopped the project because, I quote, he called me crazy, and he said I was the worst customer he had.
So he's going to say that you did not let him finish, right?
Correct.
Did he do any kind of engineering? Did you get plans on the house? Or the garage?
We had the permit. We just got the permit. They just started the work.
See, when she says 4,000, I wonder if that inspector is talking about the dirt work or whatever he did. But just, if this guy's doing engineering on an entire garage.
I want to, Yvette, did you pay for the plans and engineering and permit, or did he?
Yes, sir. We paid for everything, and the permit turned out to be $1,300 more than he was supposed to pay for.
But you paid for it. Hold on, let me get this straight. You paid for your plans and all of that out in addition to the $20,000.
No, sir.
That's what I meant. So your total out of pocket was $20,000?
Yes, and then we got popped with another $1,300 unexpectedly because he didn't expect for a $1,600 permit in Lakewood, and he said he was going to pay $300 out of.
What's the name of this contractor? This is very important. If he is $20,000, if he has $20,000, what's his name?
His name is Arnold Valdez, and his company is apparently called A&V Concrete Contractors. He works out of Denver primarily. He's such a criminal. It's really, I was just crying because this man literally is non-responsive now. He took, as soon as we gave him that check, which he kept pressuring us for, he took it, went right to the bank, cashed it, and he's
Hold on. I want you to talk to Suzanne. We're going to try to get some information on this guy. We're going to continue this tomorrow. You got a really serious problem.
I have a legal benefit through my work, and I work at Lockheed Martin, and I've already contacted a lawyer. I know,
You hold on.
And
we might be able to help too, okay? Hang on. I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me.
Running out of money is the #1 fear for retirees today. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, every Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you want to secure your retirement future, you need to start with a
Permits plan. If he literally did mechanical, electrical, foundation, if he did all the engineering, and I don't know what she means by a big garage or a super garage. Are we talking a fucking arena? What are we talking?
Right. Because for 20 grand, it better be a day.
Well, that was a lot money. That might not have been the whole thing.
Right. Want to tell strangers on the radio. Metamucil is made from psyllium fiber.